Don't ask, because I don't know what that was called. I really don't.
Alright, now we've got a boy chicken. What do we name him? He's gonna pass out. He's so funny, he makes himself pass out.
It wasn't even what I said, it was your reaction to it. I soft-locked the game. I literally soft-locked when you guys picked up the work. The game no longer works. Ah! Awful landing!
Thanks, dog. Thanks for having my back. Alright, is this mic on? Are we live? I think we're live. It says we're live. We're going to believe the little green indicator there that says we're live. So, how are all of you schmexy people doing today? Happy Father's Day. I am celebrating by doing some bonus streams to work on a few things. So, it's not live. Oh, crap. Dang it. But Dude of Rock, you are first. What's up, buddy? Omar, how's it going, my friend? Arcade Ren, good to see you. Happy Father's Day to you as well. Hope you are having an amazing day. And Altoids, happy to have you here. Yeah, it's Papa Kappa's day today. Oh, sweet. Oh, what up, McClaws? But anyway, today I want to update a few things in my bot here because there are some commands we desperately need that I just never have time to input, and I never think about it before going live. So we're going to do it now, and then we're going to play some wonderful Namco Arcade Museum here on Xbox One, because it is a compilation that they just released on Friday, I believe, and I get to review it. So it's got a number of classic Namco games in the first volume, and then there is also a second volume that we are going to be looking into as well. So two volumes for it that we're going to be looking into today. But we're going to update some bot commands first. Hope I'm having a great day as well. It's been good. And C-Funk, how's it going, man? Good to see you. We're going behind the scenes. Not really behind the scenes. We're gonna actually just fix stuff. Because I want to add more things to the bot, but just never do it. So if you guys have stuff you want to see in the bot, like start listing it. But I mean, first thing we got to do, of course, is like these are the commands we got now. Got a few commands. It's nice. Like how I still have a 3DS friend code in here. No one plays 3DS anymore. But anyway, we need a dude command. We need a dude command here. That'll go under stream chat. That'll go into the stream commands category. Everyone can use it. Gotta have the dude command.
What does it do?
Huh?
What does it do?
The dude command? It's gonna be a shout out for Dude of Rock, as well as saying, "Oh, this is my password for every community night game day."
But wait.
But wait.
Somebody's gonna say, "What's the password?" And you're gonna say, "Oh, type in !" dude.
Well, that's not the point of that's not the point of the dude command.
And then they do that, and then it says, "The password is dude."
Well, no, it's a joke. You start off the shout out command with a joke of what? You mean my password for every community day game night password? Oh, no, wait, you mean Dude of Rock.
No.
Yeah. No, I'm telling you what the command is saying.
Okay. I was just like, there seems like 2 extra steps there.
No, I'm not holding you right now, silly.
You go play with Iris and John.
Hey, Iris, do you want to bring me a water bottle, please? Please and thank you. I love Mod Wife is confused.
I wasn't confused, I just
Yes.
thought it was an extra step for something silly.
Let's see here. No, here we go.
Are you ready for bed almost?
Thank you, Iris. Oh my goodness.
Really?
You and your brother just bought a capture card for HD consoles? Nice, C-Funk. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Hello, wife and children. Arcaderin says hi.
Hi.
They're dogpiling on top of Mod Wife on my bed over here.
Max, that's a great angle. For the first time he sees me. The most awkward angle that you could ever show of me.
Probably is. Now you got to get a component adapter to record OG Xbox. Get a Retro Tinker OSSC, C-Funk. Don't get anything cheap, man. Don't spring for the cheap stuff. Get the good stuff. You'll be disappointed with the cheap stuff. I'll call him if I need to with my new headset to say hello as well. We could do that. We could hop on Discord chat if anyone wants to. I don't care. Let's go.
Yeah, sure. Today everybody shows up.
I know, right?
Says, let me get in your business.
Yep, everyone shows up today, not yesterday during community games. just a small little guilt trip for y'all. Don't worry about it. Oh man, good stuff. But anyway, we got to work on the dude command here. Anyway, where's Discord at? I have Discord. It's right there. But yeah, we'll go into the community night voice chat here. There we go. There we go.
Hello.
Hello. How are you? Happy Father's Day. Oh, Sam, thank you for the auto host on Mixer.
Happy Father's Day.
Oh, thank you, Dude of Rock.
What's up, dude?
What's up, Arcade?
Okay. Okay, so I need to make sure that I have stream chat up still. I didn't do that yesterday since no one was in chat really chatting. I didn't have chat up for like 30 minutes without even realizing it. Missed all of Azer's chat like a loser. I was. It was so bad. Oh, look, Dude of Rock being cool with the host. Well, thank you, Dude of Rock. So how's everybody doing today? How are all you schmexy people doing in my channel right now? Hello?
Or low.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Yeah.
I lost you guys for a minute, so I was all scared and confused. I like how you are the only person watching on Twitch right now, Dude of Rock. And now McClaws is watching on Twitch. Why doesn't it say that I have only one viewer? It's like, the rest of these are bots. That's fine. But, like, we have McClaws and Dude of Rock. That's 2 viewers. Come on now, Twitch. Come on
Twitch.
now.
What the heck is wrong with you?
Oh, Twitch sucks. It's okay. 1 second, mic's not working. Okay, sounds good. Well, I mean, it doesn't sound good. That sucks, but I understand. Alright. We need to go back to our commands. We gotta make that dude command. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Oh, I'm trying to be witty and it's not working very well in my favor here. Wow, I didn't even spell dude right. See, this is what I'm talking about, guys. Look at this. Do. We forgot the
Do.
we forgot the D.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Welcome back.
Yeah, the Mac was not connecting to my headset at all today. I'm like, okay, fine. I'll get off the Mac. I'll go to the PC. It's fine.
Well, there you go.
Testy Mac today.
You gotta go with the platform that this stuff is actually built for. Not the Apple.
Oh, there's so many people who don't like Apple. I love Apple to death.
I just have no reason to ever use it, and it's fun to bag on it.
Video editing. I guarantee you, video editing is much more easy.
I don't think
much
so,
easier on.
If you only use like Final Cut Pro, maybe, but
why wouldn't you want to?
Video editing is only really good with very powerful GPUs and CPUs, and Macs do not have top-tier GPUs or CPUs.
But Apple makes sure their software is optimized for the chipsets they use in their Macs. So
that's why I'm saying
Final Cut and
Pro.
iMovie and all of those things will work perfectly on any Mac you buy. However, today I'm not trying to cut video. I'm trying to watch a stream with a headset, and it's saying, F you, Ren. Sorry, no.
But that's what
so
I'm saying.
I have fled to my Ryzen PC to make this work perfectly.
If you're only using Apple's video editing software, that's fine, but the industry standard is not Apple's software.
No. There's never been anything under industry standard that's been Apple.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. Nothing has ever been Apple standard.
Yep.
But I do photo editing, I do video editing, I do GarageBand and all kind of music editing and kind of stuff, and Macs are beautiful for that. They really are so simple to use.
Yeah,
and as a desktop OS, come on, OS 10, everyone loves OS 10. It's a great operating system.
I don't care for OS 10.
You shut your face.
Too limited.
Limited! This is hours of arguments coming up.
You know I'm just messing with you at this point, right?
I know you are. I know. I'm just so everyone knows, I'm agnostic and ambidextrous when it comes to operating systems. I love Linux. I love Windows. I love OS 10. Yeah. I love computers, bar none. Yep. I don't care what the hell it is. Just give it to me and let me figure it out and see what I can do with it.
See, I use Linux and Windows. I don't ever have a reason to use Mac. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I just have no reason to.
My Mac Mini serves a purpose.
Well, I own one Mac. I own an old G3 notebook now. Just because
Yeah!
I want classic Mac.
The G3 days. I remember
want
those.
Classic Mac, like back when Apple and gaming actually went together.
Well, my wife just got a new iMac, Core i5 6-core with all the RAMs and the hard drives and everything built. She loves her Mac.
Want to record Rogue Leader?
I have a
because
quad-core
I'm just blurry
i3
green.
Mac Mini over here with the RAMs and
You
everything.
can't change the
But my
cutscenes,
PC is
Stefan.
way better.
Like if they're pre-recorded cutscenes, you can't change them.
Uh-oh, I lost your audio.
Nah, I was just talking to C-Funk real quick.
Oh, okay.
while
I was
listened
going to
to
say, I got a Ryzen 3 with 32 gigs of RAM sitting here in a laptop, which is ridiculously powerful. And I'm like, 32 gigs in a laptop? Really? Yeah.
Yep, that's how it works. That's how the world
It
is
works
now.
so well. I had so many things running for a charity stream that I did. Sorry I couldn't be there. By the way, I just want to say, sorry I couldn't be there for the Unreal tournament. I didn't realize you were going to stream Unreal on the day that I had promised to do a 12-hour charity stream for the NHS in England. So I had to do that, and
you're
and
fine.
it was it was glorious. We had a great time on it, but
We're
I
just
was
giving
over there
everybody
going.
crap. Like
I
we're just
had
giving
I had
everyone
tears
crap.
coming down my eyes for you, bro. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I want to play
You're-
Unreal so bad.
You're fine. We were just giving everyone a lot of crap for it.
I will install Unreal if we want to do that in the future, though. It's only $10. I'm willing to buy it. No problem.
Yeah, we'll keep it in mind. The community days have not been the most successful right now. So.
Well, that's because I wasn't there. I'll bring my mates over. We'll make this happen.
There you go. But yes. So today, I'm hoping to update the bot because I have not touched my bot in like a year.
You shouldn't touch your butt. It's disgusting. Don't do that.
Ugh, ugh,
It's like in this quote right here.
ugh,
Oh, who's that?
ugh. Wow, this bot is bad. How dare you?
Is that Dude of Rock?
That is Dude of Rock.
Mm-hmm.
Dude. Adam, what's up? Patrick, how you doing?
What's up?
We're just name dropping right now. Let's
I like how he calls my real name. Let's go.
yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm a hacker. I know all the things.
Well,
So
I
yeah,
mean, he
you're
has-
Adam. I'm Patrick. He's we're not going to say his name because
I
he
don't-
doesn't want to.
I don't care if people say my name. My name's all over the internet. I have no privacy. What are
Okay,
you guys talking
Ryan.
about?
Fine,
Exactly.
Ryan, Adam, Patrick. Hello,
There you go.
everybody.
That's cool. Got two Patricks. Got two Patricks.
You can
I
know
now.
you can know Ice's real name on Twitch. Like,
Don't
just-
mess with us
you go to-
Westwood employees. We
you
know
go-
what the hell we're talking about.
You go to my gaming website and my name is plastered all over it with my picture. It's fine.
It's your face. It's so sexy.
Oh my goodness, I need to shave. I need to trim up. I need to lose some
Is
weight.
Hey, wait. Why with the hats? Do you have a COVID haircut? Are you afraid to show your COVID haircut? I mean, I'm willing to show my wife's COVID haircut.
Why the hat? Because I haven't taken a shower today, so my hair's pretty nasty.
Oh, I see. I thought you were worried about the cut because all of us at this point are like, we have the worst haircuts in the world. But my wife did a good job, so I'm impressed. I'm showing mine off.
Have you not seen my clips of my long hair? Like I don't like. I don't.
Bro, until you have hair that goes down to your butt like I did when I was a teenager, you will not impress me.
I'm just saying. Like I grew my hair out for 2 years just to see what it was like.
Yeah, it was awesome, wasn't it? You loved it.
It was all right.
Oh,
More like his
So
face
what
is
do you-
completely ugly. It's so ugly we can't even look away from the car accident that is about to happen. Oh,
I
here we
I
go.
see
Let's
that you're gonna
continue-
play
Let's
some.
continue with the real name drops here. Dang it, Scott.
Who's Scott?
McClaws. I've known
Oh.
McClaws my entire life.
Okay, hold on. I'm not seeing the chat over here, so here. There. Okay, there we go.
It's just name drop central right now. Where's Jessie? So that way we can piss her off.
Altoids, nah. Apple isn't that much better. I'm like, it depends what you want to do. Come on, all the machines out there have a specific purpose that they're optimized to do really good. PCs game really well, but their operating systems are crap. Let's just admit, Windows annoys all of us.
It doesn't
Mac OS
actually
10 is
annoy me that
beautiful,
much.
and if you want to get work done, they're great. But if you want to game on them, forget it.
I will take I'll take the bigger editing stuff over Apple's editing stuff personally, just because I know how to use
Oh,
it.
Final Cut owns anything that you can even present. Don't even bring up Adobe software. I will kick that out the door right away. Adobe, if you want viruses and things that don't work on a constant basis where you have to call tech support, use Adobe. It's guaranteed to be that you'll talk to someone within a month.
I've been using it for 5 years without problems.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, for the general majority of people, Adobe does not work out well.
I mean, it just depends on how into the software and computers you are, really.
It's true. I mean, Adobe makes some good. I mean, Premiere is great. I trust me. I'm
Easy.
well versed in all
Dude,
the
I hate
Adobe. I know how to use them.
Hate Vegas. Holy crap, I hate Vegas.
Vegas.
Yeah, Vegas editing. It used to be.
Oh,
Sony's,
I thought you were talking
sold
about
off.
Las Vegas. I'm like, well,
Oh, no.
screw you, dude.
No, no.
We're only just south of you.
Well, you know what they say about the South Side.
Hey,
You don't-
we're
you
not
don't-
that
you
far
don't-
south.
You don't go to the South Side, okay?
We're not quote unquote the South, okay?
I didn't say the South. I said the South Side. Come on, get the gang references already. Jeez.
I get your game references. I'm just giving you double crap back.
Good. Good. I would expect nothing less. That's how we roll.
What's that? You know what? There's a beer that I get from your state that you can't get anywhere else. It's Polygamy Porter, I believe it was called.
Polygamy, what a name.
Polygamy Porter, by the way, for everyone who doesn't know, polygamy is not smiled upon in Utah, but they have a beer called Polygamy Porter, which is fantastically good.
Oh, can I talk about that real quick? Just because I think
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
Do it. Do it.
You know, like the Latter-day Saint Mormon LDS religion is like that's the whole meme about it, is that it's known for polygamy because that was a practice that was practiced back in the 1800s. But it's most commonly referenced to Mormons LDS, you know? But
exactly. Yeah.
Everyone at that time period did it.
I know. That's what makes it funny. That's what every time I go to Utah, anytime I'm driving through Utah, I will stop at a place. I will ask for Polygamy Porter. And I just want to see their face when I ask for it. I'm like, I want Polygamy Porter.
It just
Please.
makes me laugh so much because it's like everyone bashes on the religion for it. It's like,
I know.
It was a commonly practiced thing back then. It's not specific to this one group.
And I never had any problem with it. I just always liked ordering the beer. I thought it was funny.
I just think it's hilarious. Like,
it is hilarious because you see the shopkeeper carries it, right? But then he's going to look at you, and his face is going to go from happy and jovial to frown immediately upon asking for that beer. And I thought it was always funny.
Oh my gosh.
That's what happens when you live near Utah. You have to go to Utah at some point. We love the national parks in Utah. We, as a family, we go there constantly. Beaver, Utah has a place in my heart.
The state is very interesting for that. Like, there's something for everyone here now. It's crazy. If you're into outdoors, there's so many national parks, hikes, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then
it is an interesting state with interesting ideas and just a way about them. And I can't say that I'm not a fan. I actually am a fan.
And then the new like this is becoming one of the biggest hotbeds for technology now. Silicon Slopes.
Oh yeah, Silicon Valley is going down. There's just too much per capita there.
It's all coming here now. It's crazy.
It is, and then Elon Musk wants to come to Nevada and Texas to do rocket stuff. And I'm like, ooh, if he comes here, I'm putting my application in. I'm going to work for Musk. Hell yeah. I just want to work for the rocket industry. I really do.
That new Facebook data center here in our current city that we live in.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. I mean,
So we got 5 watching, 4 likes. Who's the 5th watcher who hasn't thumbed up? Seriously, I'm putting lasers into the universe, into your head for not thumbing up this thing. 5 people. Who's the 5th person who has not hit the like button? I will slap you.
Who
Through
is
the internet.
Yes, keep berating everyone on my behalf for me. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a better angle now.
This is why I'm a moderator on every YouTube channel I've ever been a part of. 'Cause I will
How do I
get
say
on their
hi here?
butts about it. Make me a moderator. Trust me, you will not regret it.
Angle for me.
Hello, wife!
Hi.
Oh,
She's
man.
sitting back there like, what the hell is going on?
Now these are the best streams when you just have random nonsense happening. Okay, we need Dude of Rock's Twitch channel here. Let's get the Dude of Rock Twitch channel pulled up, yeah. I do have a baby under me.
Look at Deuterock mods, Arcade Ren.
Alright, where's Dude of Rock?
I'm a moderator in so many YouTube channels at this point that it takes a daily 2 hours to go through all the YouTube
have
channels,
Inception.
all the Discord channels, everything to make sure. And you have Inception running right now on your desktop, which is amazing.
I like it.
But yeah, it looks cool. But
Hey, look,
yeah,
Dude of Rock's the
I
best
absolutely love moderating this stuff. Now that I'm used to it, I'm like, give me god powers, just do it. What do you-
I honestly need to work on my auto host and the bots.
Wait, I
Never.
need to set up. Hold on, Mixer. Can you auto host on Mixer?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Okay, so walk me through this. I have Mixer. I'd like to auto host you whenever you go live. So how do I do this?
Let me pull up.
I'm
Mixer
brand new. I'm so brand new. So
So
where do I go?
we have.
And what do I
Mixer.
click?
And
It's
Nicole
all-
is the first one who uses the command.
So if you go,
I know it's like
to-
all I stream on is Mixer, and that's from my Xbox. But I don't know how to actually do anything from the
Yeah,
PC side
if
of
you
things.
Go to the Mixer website.
Yep, I'm there. Broadcast dashboard, network, loot, billing. Where do I go?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out all of a sudden because I don't think I know.
He doesn't even know. I'm like,
I don't use the
tell me
actual
how
Mixer
and I'll do
website
it.
either all that much. It's like I'm not quite sure. Hold on. Let's broadcast dashboard maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah,
let's
auto hosting
try
right here. Broadcast dashboard, auto hosting.
Okay,
Enable auto hosting.
auto hosting. Okay, cool.
Randomize.
Search for a
channels.
channel. Enable auto hosting. Check that. Not random.
Okay. So
Not a
enable showcasing
showcase.
is kinda cool.
Ice.
Well, the randomize means that if there's multiple people streaming, it won't always auto host the first person in the list. It'll randomize.
And you're 256, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think I just added you to my auto host.
All right, we need to add Arcade Ren to the auto host because Arcade Ren is like one of the only people I actually watch on Mixer.
Duh.
Well, not Arcade Ren. Get out of here.
Wait, there's a thingy here. Okay, so I think it's.
And then
Am
we
I
need,
hosting you
Mikey.
now? How do I look? How do I look to see if I'm actually hosting you?
There we
though?
go. Now I have an auto hoster list on Mixer. There we go. I'm so happy. Bam.
But if I go to my own page, it says that I'm offline and there's nothing's
so,
happening. So
how
how do you actually do? I added you.
Go to my channel, and
Yep.
then it should say something like, like
Okay,
host
so hold on.
and the 3 dots down here.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go back to my
I need to
thing,
update all my logos
my
and stuff in
network.
these panels too.
Let me find. Where are you? Ice Strike. There you go. You're online. Good.
I love how you can like actually customize Mixer. Like you can make Mixer look exactly how you want it, unlike Twitch's limited scope on the matter.
Holy audio, blow my ears out from. Thank you, Mixer, for that one. Host.
I was gonna
Hosting
do,
allows you to support other broadcasters by featuring a streamer's broadcast on your channel. Are you sure you want to host Ice Strike?
I don't
Yes,
know. It's kinda
I
dangerous.
do actually want to do
Oh
that
my
shit.
goodness! Look at this! Look at that host from Arcade Ren on Mixer.
Boom!
Let's go! Look at it! Look at it!
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Cool.
Look at
Let's
that.
let that.
Altoids, we're gonna do Namco Arcade Museum in a bit here. I was just updating bot commands, but now we're too busy shooting the breeze with Dude of Rock and Arcade
Getting
Ren.
some stuff set up because I want to support Ice Strike.
There we go. I like it.
Yeah. You have Inception going on. There's
I
like
do have
1,
Mixer
2, 3,
Inception
4,
going on.
5, 6, 7, and you're messing with the 7th panel in there. I love it.
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing right now. I follow.
This is
so
how we
few
all
people.
figure out how this crap works.
I follow so few people on Mixer. I love watching people on Mixer, but
I love Mixer. Mixer's
don't use it as
great.
much. I need to come up with Mixer commands because it's like I need to make an arcade run command. I need to make a Mikey command. We need.
I have had
command.
experience with Twitch and
Need a botch
YouTube
command.
and Mixer, and I gotta say, Mixer's the best one of the three.
Does Botch stream on Mixer more often or Twitch these days? I don't even remember where Botch is streaming these days. I think he's back on Twitch.
Twitch is Amazon though. They're so draconian about how they do stuff. I hate Mixer. Not Mixer. I hate. I do not like anything Amazon related other than ordering from Amazon.com.
There you go. Oh man. There we go. Dude of Rock's already using the new dude command. Let's go.
Dude!
Dude.
The claws did it before you. That's hilarious. Alright.
Thank you for subscribing, everyone. Just so you know, this channel is amazing. Follow it. Do it now, bitches.
Bishes.
Bitches.
Does real-time RTC command even work right now? No.
Real-time
Oh, it does
strategy
still work.
command?
Respect the circle. It was when we played
Oh!
PUBG a ton.
PUBG. Oh, I thought it was PUBG.
Yeah, it was for PUBG.
Oh.
Because I'd be looking at chat and we'd be looting and I'd just be talking to people in chat and we'd get killed by the zone.
No, you'd be trying to watch people.
Let me know when you want to play Diablo 3. I just installed it today.
I don't own that game on
Oh,
PC.
I just reinstalled it today. Really? You don't have all the Blizzard games? Man, you're a
Yeah.
Command and Conquer fan. I figured you'd have Warcraft, Warcraft 2, Warcraft 3, StarCraft, StarCraft 2,
I have
World of
the
Warcraft.
strategy games.
Ah!
I don't play. I never got into Diablo.
Diablo is fun. It's a single
bored.
mouse. You don't
I
even
got
need a
bored of
keyboard.
playing
You just need a mouse to play it.
Southeast.
It's such good fun. The wife and I just reinstalled Diablo 3. We're looking for people to play with. If you want to stream and have some fun with that, let me know. We'll do that.
I have it on Xbox.
Ah, come on, man. Buy it on PC.
It actually
yeah.
plays better on Xbox, in my opinion.
You shut your face. It's a
It's
point
not-
and click game.
It's not clicking. It's not going to give me carpal tunnel to play it on Xbox.
We need a new mouse and keyboard for you.
I have a great mouse and keyboard, courtesy
Mhm.
of Logitech.
Oh, blah blah.
got me the 604, which I absolutely adore. I love this mouse.
I have a Jellycomb mouse, and
then
it's
I've got
amazing.
and then I got the G915 keyboard, and this thing is insane. It's so good, but I would never have been able to buy it.
You cannot handle my OG keyboard from Logitech that I'm using right now because it's tiny, it's little, it has no number keypad, it's portable and wireless, and it works with everything.
Mhm. Dude, that's why I like
I
this
think
keyboard, man. This keyboard has it has the Lightspeed wireless and Bluetooth wireless, so I have it connected to two computers
Nice.
at once. It's amazing.
Nice.
But yeah.
Funny
this
enough,
keyboard
my
is
Mac
so
seems to be
expensive.
ahead of the PC right now. It's like actually looking at you scrolling through, but the PC hasn't shown me any of this. Like, which is happening right now?
Nothing's happening right now. We've been on my bot command list for like 5 minutes now.
So the Mac is far behind. With a touch of a button, my mouse can switch from the Mac to the PC.
Mhm.
Can you do that?
I can. My mouse has Lightspeed and Bluetooth connectivity also.
You just shut your face. You can't do that.
I bought a Bluetooth dongle for my Windows
I was
98
trying. I don't
computer.
have a dongle. Mine's just Bluetooth to everything.
I'm saying I bought a Bluetooth dongle for my Windows 98 computer so I could hook this mouse and keyboard up to my Windows 98 computer to play with.
Oh, I got you. Okay. All right.
It
Fine.
didn't work,
Props.
unfortunately.
No.
Nope.
Nothing works on Windows 98.
Well,
Just
no,
so
the
you know.
Bluetooth dongle works on Windows 98. It's just that this mouse and keyboard don't support the older Bluetooth protocol, so it didn't work.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, Windows 98 does not work. Just throw it out the door.
Windows
Get
98
rid of
is
it.
Amazing.
Just run DOSBox if you have to run old stuff.
No, DOSBox cannot run Windows stuff.
It
old
runs
Windows
DOS stuff.
Yeah, I can run old DOS stuff, but I'm looking to run old school Windows stuff.
Dude.
That DirectX 5, DirectX
Did you
6 stuff, man. With my Voodoo 2. With my Voodoo 2.
Did I tell you that I have a Voodoo 1 experimental board before the Voodoo 1 shipped?
Ooh, very nice.
I do. That we were at Westwood, they sent us Voodoo boards to say, hey, I think Lands of Lore, Guardians of Destiny would run better on accelerated graphics. So we were like, okay, we'll make some drivers. We'll play around with it. We'll make it accelerate. And then all of a sudden, all of us had Voodoo 1 experimental boards in our computers. And then when we took them all apart, they asked, does anyone want any of their Voodoo boards? And I raised my hand and said, yes, I'll take mine. And they gave it to me. They said, here, take it home. Just use it at home if you want. So I have one of the original Voodoo 1 boards before they ever went to retail. Literally, it's an experimental board. It works beautifully. It's perfect. I love it.
There you go. That's amazing. It's so fun.
You know, just because I was there at Westwood at the time. I was in the right place at the right time.
Yep. That's, hey, benefit of where you are at the time. That's all that matters.
I think I have a Voodoo Banshee board and a Voodoo 3DFX 2 graphics card and a couple of others sitting around. So
yeah, I finally, when I rebuilt my current retro PC, I decided to spring for a Voodoo 2 because I found one that was actually under $100 instead of like near $200.
Oh, nice.
So I was happy about it because this PC I'm using a dual generation ASRock board, so it's running a Core 2 Extreme. At like nearly, I think it's like at 3.3 gigahertz.
Not bad.
And then it has 4 gigs of RAM, DDR2, and then it has a Radeon 6970 in it for Windows XP / older Windows 10 stuff. And then an FX 5900, which sucks for Direct3D 9 and older, like and newer, like DirectX 9 stuff sucks on that card. Like it's terrible. And that's what the card was built for, was DirectX 9, and like that's the it's when it came out, but it sucked at it so bad, so the card got slammed so bad. But you put that on DirectX 8 and lower games, and it could play them all natively.
Do you know what card I actually
oh, what up, Colin?
I miss the most is the Matrox graphics cards.
Matrox! I want to get a Matrox and test it out so bad.
I had 3 Matrox cards on an assortment of PCs, but Matrox, the 24-bit graphics they produced were so much better than everyone else at the time.
Yes.
The visual, they had 16 million colors running before anyone else did. Matrox were for people who wanted absolute brilliant quality of colors. And then I ran dual Matrox cards out of my computer back in the day and had multiple monitors. And this is before twin monitors was a thing with PCs, you know? You had to have some money, but I didn't have to have money. I worked at Westwood, so we got the cards for $20 each. That's all they charged us. They're like, if you want a card, $20, whatever Matrox card you want. I'm like, I'll take 2 of these and 3 of these. And
there you go.
I went to town on that back there. Love Matrox, but they're gone now.
Yep, they are. Also,
ATI is where Matrox Technologies went. So anyone who wants to support Matrox, support ATI.
Which was then bought by AMD.
AMD. That's what I mean. ATI, AMD owns all of that. I love my Ryzen 3 little laptop here with the Vega 3 graphics.
Competitive again. I'm just glad they're competitive again in both, like, processors along the entire spectrum and mid-range GPUs. Like, from that stretch from like 2007 till 2017, like that 10-year stretch, like AMD stuff sucked.
Yep.
And it was
wasn't it Matrox that was dipping in Power VR for their graphics?
What was that?
I say, wasn't it Matrox that was dipping into Power VR for their graphics?
Power.
Because I had a few Power VR chips, video cards back in the day.
That was like the technology behind Dreamcast. I can't remember if that was Matrox.
They did Dreamcast as well, but I remember messing around with Power VR before it became a Dreamcast thing.
Cairo Power
I think
VR
Matrox bought them out. I think Matrox bought them out.
Maybe. I don't know a lot behind Power VR.
Someone Google it. Find out what the Power VR and Matrox thing is.
Yeah, I don't know. But I just remember like the Cairo Power VR card, and then of course the Dreamcast had like one of the first iterations of Power VR in it.
Yep. I had a Power VR 2 graphics card in my computer, and I could not believe how good it was. But you had to find the right game that was optimized for it, because everything else would crash.
Oh, speaking of random
Back in the
video
days
cards,
of...
speaking of random video
Ooh.
cards, the NVIDIA card that came out that was basically SegaSaturn.
Which one?
It was like, I don't remember the exact name of it, but it was basically the same GPU that was inside a Sega Saturn, and it was used specifically for the PC Sega Saturn ports, so like PanzerDragoon.
Oh, yeah.
Daytona,
Well, the Saturn had
RetroFighter
2 custom SH2 processors and the other processor. So, yeah, that was really hard for a PC to mimic all the separate CPUs of that. So
Well,
they
it was
came
just
up with
the
a...
video chip. It wasn't a full system board like the 3DO expansion card that Creative did.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say, that must be hard back in the day, trying to get reverse engineer graphics cards back to a PC to run what consoles were doing.
Yeah,
It was a
interesting.
cluster F back then, if you know what I mean.
Oh, absolutely. But it's just cool to see it because it rendered quads instead of triangles, just like the actual Saturn did. And that's what made it so unique. And then it had a Sega Saturn controller port attached to it too, so that was kind of cool.
Right?
They're very expensive.
They are now.
Do I use RetroArch?
What are you trying to play right now? Father's Day bonus stream. What are you... Namco arcade games. What arcade games are you trying to play?
I'm not trying to play any. We're doing stream setup first, and then we're going to switch over to the Namco Museum Archives Volume 1, like I showed off earlier.
On what system?
It's on Xbox One, PS4, and Switch, I think, but I have the Xbox One version.
Fair enough.
But yeah, Colin, I make
By the
RetroArch
way,
tutorials. Of course I use RetroArch.
there are 5 of you still watching and only 4 likes. So if the 5th person does not hit the like button anytime soon, I'm going to start kicking everybody. I'm just kidding.
You should mod Arcade Ren.
Mod Arcade RAM is more German than you think.
Like,
oh, 5th person, please like the frickin' stream. I will kill you.
Silence! I kill you! Alright, what should we have as our Arcade Ren command here? We need to pull up, we need to pull Mixer back up to get the link to Arcade Ren's channel. But we need to get this,
I'm here to support.
No. It's a shout-out command that you can use for yourself.
Oh.
That's what we got.
Do tell. Do teach me, brother. Please teach me.
Let's see here. So there we go.
I'm new to Mixer, but I've liked it so far.
Alright. Well, let's see here. What do you do most on Mixer so far? You've done No Man's Sky.
That's about it. I plan on doing a full stream of Journey to the Savage Planet. I plan on doing a couple of other games, but just for right now, while I'm getting used to the software and how it works and everything, I've been streaming No Man's Sky. Because it's a game I'm familiar with, so I don't have to worry about that bit of it. And I've been getting used to Mixer. Soon, I will start Journey to the Savage Planet and have fun with that one.
I need to stream again.
There you go. There's your command.
Streaming is fun.
Happy Father's Day, SM Wiz. Thank you, man. Happy Father's Day
Why
to you
do-
as well. Enjoy your barbecue.
Why the barbecues? We have 3 of those.
I should start watching on YouTube and won't press the like button. Do it, McClaws. Do it.
If you haven't hit the like button yet, I will reach through the screen and strangle you.
It's
like,
funny.
like.
It's funny. Like, there's such a benefit to getting people to watch over on the YouTube side.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I should try to push people over to the YouTube side more to really push the algorithm and everything. It's like, I tried that. It didn't seem to
So,
work, so people just
what-
watch wherever the frick you want.
What are the streaming platforms? Which one do you which one is your favorite?
Well, I mean, my favorite's YouTube right now, just to try to grow, just because that's where I'm gonna get like actual, like that's my big platform. That's where I'm trying to get the revenue to support the family with. So,
Yep.
Twitch and Mixer just kind of bonus.
I was gonna say Mixer monetized me from day one.
Yeah, I have monetization on Mixer, but I don't have a regular following on Mixer. I have followers, but
If you pushed people to Mixer, you would have a following to make. Mixer is the easiest of all of the platforms to actually earn money. Hey, wife, if you can hear me, smack him upside the head. Smack Ryan, because Mixer is much better than Twitch. I'm
I never
sorry,
said
it
that
is.
Twitch was good. Have you never heard me rant about how much I hate Twitch?
Twitch is Amazon controlled. It's draconian. Don't even bother. Trust me. Go elsewhere. Don't be a part of that.
No reason not to be.
Oh,
Not at this point. Not at this point.
I understand. You're the only person I know who pushes it out to all 3 platforms at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason not to. I'm small. Why would I limit myself? Why don't I want more people to see me? Why don't I want more people to find me? I mean, people that do watch me on Twitch found me through YouTube, but they prefer to watch streams on Twitch, so the only option.
I get that.
I find
People
people
who
on
are-
Twitch, I drive them to my YouTube, and they watch my videos. So, I mean, there's no reason to limit myself. I don't believe in that. Like, I guess technically it's against
does
Twitch
it hurt
TOS,
your
but I
monet-
just don't care.
But does it hurt your monetization to stream out to 3 platforms? Is there any negative effect of that?
It means that people won't necessarily be watching on YouTube, but
Well,
I've
that's
tried
fine.
streaming exclusively on YouTube, and people didn't show up to the streams. People weren't showing up to the streams anymore, so.
Well, I feel like you need more moderators to slap people around and make sure they show up.
People have lives.
Swap them.
People
I
have
can swap
lives and
'em.
preferences. It's all good.
Duderog is a moderator on YouTube, so he can slap people.
But I mean,
Yep,
it's just,
I'm just gonna do the rocket.
it's
You
just,
make me a moderator. Trust me, I'll bring people to you. I will haunt their emails and their text messages, their instant messages, and everything else. I'd be like, "You need to be on the stream now."
Oh, here we go. We need to make a Castlemania Games command, because Castlemania Games has been such a huge supporter.
Castlemania Ryan hooked me up with my copy of Metal.
Metal Storm.
What is it? Metal Storm. Yep. He called it damaged. The wife and I both inspected the box for a good bit of time, and I'm like, "Where's the damage?" She's like, "I think it might be this corner." I'm like, "Really?" Because I wouldn't even be bothered by that, and I'm anal about this stuff. And she's like, "I think it's this corner, and that's why they give you a discount." I'm like, okay."
Something like
But I was so happy to take a discounted version of Metal Storm and get a mint copy of it.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta
Yeah.
say, Castlemania Ryan, thank you.
Yeah, he's been awesome. Like, he showed up randomly to one of my streams one day, and then yeah, he's just been showing up pretty consistently ever since. And then he got me hooked up with RetroFighters, so they're sending me review stuff now. And he shot me the Marseille M Classic to review just for fun. Like, he's really been hooking me up. It's been amazing. Then he got me listed on their affiliate program, and I've made more.
Nice.
I've made more off of his website in the last month that I've been a part of his program than I have in the last like 4 months on Amazon. So,
Oh no! Well, that's Twitch for you. So just that.
well,
that
no,
okay.
I mean, like my
Do-
Amazon affiliate stuff. So like all the links that I
Oh.
post in videos and things like that. Like I'm literally getting more from Castlemania Games when I post his links than I do from Amazon.
Aw.
Because it also helps that I could be like, use the discount code Arcades to save 10%, because that's an affiliate code. So the 10% that the customer is saving is being paid to me instead as a
Yep.
referral.
Yep.
So
Well,
I think
then make
that's
sure that I have
pretty
your
cool.
link. So if I ever anything from Castlemania, that you get a little plug on that. I don't mind that.
So like I have a commission link, so like an actual link, like affiliate link, like you would have on Amazon. So I can send out the affiliate link, and anyone that buys through that link, I make a little bit off of, no matter what. Like even if they don't use the discount code or anything, and then they have the discount code, which gives you the 10% off the purchase. So
Well,
it's like, it's
bro,
crazy.
make a couple of more Discord text areas there that no one can post to, that no one can actually chat with, and just post your links on
Yeah,
there
I
for
need
people
to.
to buy through.
I need to. That's for sure.
You do do that. I'll help you out.
Yeah, I need, like, this is what I'm trying to do now. This is the big push of the channel. Like, it's got to bring in money this year. Otherwise,
Just
it's ending. Like,
I
that's
just
just
sold
the straight up. That's the straight up fact of the matter.
Hang on, I just sold the game on YouTube and just saw the thing come through and saying, "Hey, someone bought your game." Oh, cool. So, Dragon Spirit for the PC Engine has been bought.
Sweet.
Yep, great game, great shmup. Okay, we'll handle that later.
You missed the Darius stream a couple days ago.
Did I?
That was
You know, I
fun.
rely on you sending me personal messages for things I need to be a part of. I need you to do that for me, please.
Sounds like
I have
fun.
so much going on at the moment. I'm like, oh my god, I need to keep track of everything. It's difficult.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Darius.
Feel free to
2
spam my Discord. Just spam my Discord with stuff you want to share.
Darius 2 on Sega Master System is way more legit than it has any right to be, by the way.
Sega Master System. Huh?
Yeah. It got ported to
That
Sega
was the
Master
first-
System in Europe.
Which game?
Darius 2, or Sagaya as it's known in the West.
Oh, freaking Darius. See, okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. I've already beaten all
Darius
those
Darius.
games. So, Sagaya, Darius 2, Darius Plus, yeah, I've beaten them all. They're hard ass games, but I've
Yes, they
beaten them
are.
all. It's a notch on my belt
There
that
you
I've
go.
beat those, along with Alest 2, Musha, Spriggan 2, Super Alest. You name them, I've beaten them all. I had to. Anything made by Compile, I had to beat.
Mm-hmm.
They're the best shmups masters. They are absolutely great at what they do. But don't put out, for those of you who don't know arcade stuff, and Arcade Ren, that's me, I'm going to bring you the arcade knowledge. If you don't know about shmups in the arcade from Japan, look up Banpresto. Banpresto has made so
that is an
many
old school name.
shmups. Yep, they got the Gundam series, they got the Macross series. That if you want to play some shmups in the arcade, look up Banpresto games. Trust me, you will have a great time. I love shmups. Who is your retro stream bot?
My retro stream bot? You
Yeah,
mean my
who
Restream
manages that? Yeah, no, it says. Oh yeah, Restream bot. Sorry.
bot? That's just a bot that's part of the Restream.io service, and now that they integrated it into OBS, I can actually have like the chat up at any given time.
So do you come up with what it says, or does it come
No,
up
that's
with what it
my
says?
Yeah, I come up with what it says. Like those are all my.
Oh, I was gonna
audio
say.
commands in my current bot that I'm editing right now. This is my Streamlabs chat bot. Used to be known as OnkBot when it was better. Before
Nice.
Streamlabs
Okay.
took it over. But,
I still
yeah,
have
that's
people
what's-
that are asking me, saying that what you do is not easily done, and they can't stream to all the services at the same time. The software is crap and it doesn't work, and I hear nothing but excuses. But I'm like, I hear what you're saying, mates, but Ice Strike is getting this to work, and it's working. So I'm sorry. Maybe you need to talk to him.
Yeah, it's not hard. Like here. It's just a service called Restream.io. You go Restream.io.
Yeah, they all download it, and they're like, "This is not user friendly. This is not working."
You don't download anything. Like it's not something you download at all.
I'm just saying, They've
Yeah,
all
they're-
tried. I've had a couple people, 3 or 4 people try it, and they're like, "I can't figure it out." And I'm like, "You must be part of the 97% that doesn't get it." Okay,
yeah,
fine.
like you sign up, you get a little thing like this. You can add different platforms to it.
Yeah.
They give you a stream key. They give you a stream key that you enter into OBS. That you just enter into OBS like you would any other platform, Twitch, Mixer, YouTube, wherever.
Nope,
Whoa.
I use OBS.
So it's just the same thing as it's just OBS.
Whoa.
And rather than yeah, we're gonna do it again.
I was gonna say, do that again. That was amazing. Whoa! Look at all those windows. Holy crap! Look at that. So cool.
But yeah,
Look at
then you
this.
go to stream, and you could select your services, restream.io, and then you could actually log into it, and it integrates it all into OBS. So like my chat, like the Restream chat bot, is loaded up when I load up OBS. Like it's
Look,
not.
stop making
like
this
you could-
seem like it's so easy.
It is super
just
easy.
shh. People, 97% of people out there have no idea how a computer even turns on. Okay,
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like it is easy. It's just people.
I know it's
Don't
easy,
learn.
but that's to 97% of the people. It's not easy.
Yeah.
They don't even know how. They think that when they turn on a computer, witchcraft happens.
Oh, absolutely. It's absolutely what happens.
Yep.
But yeah,
Mhm.
you select your services. So I mean, I used to have D Live on here.
You
Like, I
do a
used to use
spell. You
DLive,
need
but-
the planets to be in a certain alignment. You need to do an incantation, and then your
Mhm.
computer will turn on.
Yeah, so like I used to have D Live on here. LinkedIn, that's cool.
Look at all these platforms. Holy
Yeah,
crap,
so-
man! The man's set up.
you can set.
Add a new channel. Let me pick from the 50 in front of me right now.
You have to pay like the service. Like there's a free version and a paid version. So if I was using the paid version, I could stream to my Facebook business page, which I would love to do, but I'm not going to pay for the service since I don't make enough
I was
yet.
gonna say, there's a lot of us, myself included, that do not have Facebook.
Yeah, it's just an
Mark-
option because Facebook gaming is really taking off.
No,
becoming
it's not
pretty big.
that, brother. Mark Zuckerberg and his Facebook platform took my 8-year-old daughter at the time, and she was all of a sudden on Chinese ads
That's fun.
for products, and I had to go after them legally and tell them to pull every single photo down. Those are my photos. They cannot use them. I
Mhm.
tried to sue them. They backed down and said okay, and they just gave me all my photos back, and I deleted them. But do not trust Mark Zuckerberg. Do not trust Facebook. Seriously.
Oh, I don't use Facebook.
If you care about your family's privacy, don't put them on Facebook. It's the worst thing ever.
Is it wrong to say that I just don't in this day and age?
It's fine to say you don't, but Facebook is crap, dude. Don't trust them at all. Do not trust them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm serious. Don't put anything on there that you don't want shared.
Yeah.
Don't friend me on Facebook then, jeez.
Well, I can't friend you on Facebook, wife. I don't have a Facebook. I deleted it. But I'm on Twitter.
Because Twitter's so much
I'm
better.
it was really,
People don't post
it actually gutted me when I saw my daughter on a Chinese ad for some kind of crap. And I'm like, why is my kid, my daughter is on this ad? Why is my kid? I didn't give you approval for this. And I had to fight them for months for it. So I don't mean to be a bearer of bad news, but don't trust Facebook. I promise you, it's bad.
Yeah.
But only if you're geeky enough to, like me, to find that crap that's been posted out there. You know, most people don't even know their photos are being used. So your daughter, your kids can be on a Facebook ad right now, and you wouldn't even know it unless you look for it.
Yeah, I mean it's.
Anyway,
something to be
I
worried about.
digress. I digress. I'll stop.
It's all right.
Facebook's terrible. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, I was gonna say, what happened?
I went quiet because I started typing and I can't multitask.
We need to get you to multitask.
That's when bad things happen. There we go. Updated the YouTube command. Sweet. Oh my goodness. We're so close.
There's only 2 watching. What the hell?
Because this is boring. Just sitting at
No.
the command
Well, you
screen.
haven't played a game yet, but hold on. Play a game. I'm going to tweet this out. Hold on. Let me get some people.
We're adding commands, though. We gotta finish adding commands first.
No, you do. Stop adding commands. Do that later.
Then it'll never get done like it already
It
isn't
would
getting
never
done.
get done.
It's already not getting done. That's the whole point.
Wait,
The whole
what's
point
your name
is
on?
to do this.
What's your name on Twitter again? I forgot.
Twitter?
Oh, Ryan. Hang on.
iStrike.
I got it. iStrike. That's right.
And iStrike 256. All right. Okay, what other commands do we need? Can stealth listen? What are we doing today? What up, Wiz? Welcome to the
I was gonna say-
able to listen party.
Ryan, what are we streaming today? I need to know the game you're actually going to play.
Namco Museum Archives.
Ah. Okay.
Okay.
All right, delete that one. We need a pick.
Okay.
We have a Pickmon command.
Pikmin.
Okay. Got Hoshka, got Cricket, got Dude of Rock, got Castlemania, got Arcade Ren. What else? Who else are we missing?
Boop.
What? Dude of Rock, who am I missing? Who am I not thinking of?
Wait, Namco
Yeah, we
Museum
have
on
Hoshka.
what system?
I was gonna
What
say,
system?
Xbox One.
Oshka, Hero.
Xbox One. Okay.
Yeah, who are we missing? I don't know. See, this is why I don't ever update it, because we think of things to add to it, and then I forget about them. So when I do finally want to add them, no one can remember what we wanted to add.
Huh.
Hmm.
Post this link here. There we go. Boom.
Yeah,
Done.
song request
Father's
is
Day
one thing.
stream has been posted. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Look at all these freaking quotes that we have in this bot now. We got 3 pages worth of quotes. Like, keep it up. Let's go.
Dude.
Dude. Oh, you need
Dude.
to password all of our community night games? No. You have to be referring to the one and only Dude of Raccoonses. Go check out Dude of Rockcat. Dude of Raccoonses.
Dude of Raccoons.
Yeah, we need to... Oh, there's so much in
I
these
failed.
timers, too. Like, oh, man. Yeah. There we go.
All right, whatever menu you're currently in, iStrike, get the heck out of this and play a game, would you?
You're such a bully. Gosh.
I am a bully. Just come on, get on with it.
Get on with what? This is part of the stream.
It's not a stream of looking at your menu.
There you go.
People want to play, watch games.
Oh, I have this Smother Toad.
Oh God, it's Splatterhouse. It's the kitty version of Splatterhouse. I know this game.
Oh, is that what that one is?
Uh-huh.
That's hilarious. Yeah, so Volume 1 has Galaxian, Pac-Man, Xevious, Mappy, Dig Dug, Druaga, Sky Kid, Dragon Buster, Dragon Spirit.
Oh, good God. Are any of these 2 players? I would love to come in there and play you. These are my games. This is my thing.
I
This
don't
is
know,
my...
Does this collection have online multiplayer?
I've
no
played
idea.
all of these games.
I have no idea.
I'm familiar with
Let's
every
go to the
one of them.
Microsoft Store.
Uh,
Injustice was showing up because that game is currently free to buy right now, so I bought it.
Is it?
Yeah, it's free. It's free on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC at the moment.
What?
Nah, this is only one player locally. I mean, it's only
Ah,
locally,
for
no online.
F's sake.
Boo.
Wait, but you said the magic word. They're free right now, so hold on. What?
Well, no, not Namco. Injustice. Injustice is free.
Oh, well, don't care about that.
Galaga in there. Galaga is greater than Galaxian. That might be in Arcade Collection 2. I don't know. I haven't looked at what's in Arcade Collection 2 yet. Let's go. Let's load up Arcade Collection 2, see what's in there.
Arcade Collection. They call it that.
It's Namco Museum Archives Volume 1 and Volume 2. So it looks like Volume 2 does have Galaga.
Well, Galaxian was a response to Space Invaders, and then Galaga came out as an upgrade to Galaxian. So,
Oh man, yeah. So there's Galaga,
I
Battle
turned
City,
you off.
Pac-Land,
VRB.
Big Doug 2, Super Xevious, Mappy Land. That sounds too close to Fappy Land. Legacy of the Wizard, Rolling Thunder. Oh, cool! I can have a good version of Rolling Thunder finally instead of that stupid My Arcade version. Dragon Buster 2, Mendel
Dragon Buster's
Palace.
good.
Gapos?
What else you got? Mandel Palace, yes. Gapius, okay. Galaga, great. Battle City,
Yeah, let's
Big
go.
Doug,
We'll play
Xevious,
some Galaga
Mappy Land.
We'll make
This is
SM
the-
happy. Play some Galaga. Oh, cool! There's a rewind function.
That man is playing Galaga.
He didn't think we'd notice, but we did.
He didn't think we noticed, but we did.
We all did.
We all did.
We all saw it.
He's like, wait, what? Tony Stark, don't call me out.
He got called out.
I love that movie because of that entire line. That man is playing in the middle of a speech. That man is playing Galaga.
I know.
He didn't think we'd see it, but we all did.
That was fun.
I thought that was the best thing ever.
Galaga had so many moving parts to it at first. For the 80s.
This game is fun.
Compared to Space Invaders, like, man, this was insanely advanced.
Galaga and Gyrus. Gyrus being more fun, but yeah, both games are iconically great.
I've never played a lot of the older 80s shoot 'em ups.
Yeah.
It's like
I have.
played Space Invaders and Galaga, and then
What about Missile Command?
No, I played Missile Command like crazy.
Okay, well
On
then
my Atari
that's all the
2600.
shmup. That's all the shmup background you need. Just like I played Missile Command for years. Shut up. That's what you tell them.
Yeah,
It's one of the hardest shmups ever.
my dad recently sent me all of our old Atari 2600 games that we had in the house.
Nice.
So I have the very first copy of Pac-Man that I ever played, which was the very first game I ever played in my life. Atari 2600 Pac-Man. Everyone hates
Terrible.
it.
It's
I
a
love-
terrible
I
Pac-Man,
love
but
that version of Pac-Man.
I understand. I understand it. It's not a great Pac-Man, but
No, it's not, but I love it.
I know. I do too.
So I ended up getting a boxed version of it from one of our local retro game nights a couple years back, just because it was the first game I ever played.
Nice. That's the first game you ever played?
The first game I ever played was Pac-Man on Atari 2600 with my dad.
The first game I ever played was 1976, and I played Pong with my dad, the Sears
you
Pong
go.
machine.
I still
And
own that
then when
Pong
that
machine.
our dog bit through the AC adapter cable for some reason, he just liked it, and then he just destroyed the system. So we bought an Atari 2600 to compensate for that.
Oh, speaking
to
of biting
speak.
power cables, my sister's husband bit through the power cable of his family's Atari 2600. Melted his lip.
Did that?
Oh crap! I don't want to die.
Get your foot off my chair. Get your foot away from my
Because
chair.
he was a kid.
This is my desk.
It's my dad's favorite
Oh.
game, so I grew up playing it a lot. Well, I'm glad that I could be
Yes.
sucking it up for you all right now.
Ice is
Did you
finally
play? Did you
playing.
ever play Gorf in the arcade?
No.
Oh man, you miss it. Berserk.
Played Berserk.
Okay, good. The arcade version or the Atari version?
Arcade.
Okay, good. Defender.
That's the
The
side-scrolling
original
one, right?
Defender, the one that had buttons and no joystick. I know people think that Defender has a joystick in the arcade, but it did not.
The trackball games in the arcade were the interesting ones to me.
Okay, so Missile Command, Centipede, Millipede, all those
Oh, yeah.
kind of get.
Yeah. I
How
played
about
Centipede.
Tempest? How about Tempest?
I think I might have played Tempest in the arcade. I remember playing Battlezone in the arcade.
Oh, that's good. How about Sinistar?
No.
Oh, Sinistar is one of the. That's the game that made every child scared to play the game. If you watch the Attract demo on Sinistar, you will understand that that game yelled at you.
Oh,
It
that's
was
funny.
one of the first games that had voice commands in it, so it was like, "Beware, I live," and it would just like it would just like yell at you as it attacked you, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, I'm sorry, I just want to play a game. I don't want to die." Sinistar is
Oh man,
good
that was a
fun.
stupid mistake. Yeah, it's funny. Like one of the very first shooters that I ever really played was 1942 NES version.
That was your first shooter?
Pretty
You
much.
didn't start with Space Invaders like the rest of us?
Nope.
Oh.
We didn't go to the arcade a lot.
Well, Space Invaders, Missile Command,
I mean, Missile
Scramble.
Command would technically be my first one, but I don't consider that really to be the same thing.
How about the first side-scrolling shooter that was
going on?
Scramble?
Their controllers are dead.
Oh gosh.
And
Do you
I'm
have Switch?
going to snap
Mm.
if I have to pull them off of games and
Do you have a Switch?
it falls out.
Mm-hmm.
Download Scramble for the Switch. It's the first side-scrolling shooter ever made. It's fantastic. It's $8. Buy it. Scramble is fantastic. Hello? Yep.
We used to be using a dock for their controllers, so that way they could just put the controllers on the dock. They would be charged. But when we got them their own controllers, the dock I have doesn't work on the new model controllers for some reason. Like the batteries in it just wouldn't work. And so now I just have them with the regular battery packs, and they're not working right. Like they don't charge them like they used to, so they always die. And so John's getting all mad because his controller is always dead. Missed who's on stream audio with you. It's Arcade Ren and Dude of Rock SMWiz.
I'm back.
Yeah, welcome back. I'm back as well.
Thank you.
I'm getting attacked by space scorpions.
You scorpion, you stupid scorpion, you're not gonna get me. By the way, I found out in the original Galaga, well, in Galaga 88, if you got your first ship captured, you would, and you shot that dude back, you would get 2, right? But in Galaga 88, if you let your third ship get captured, then you can combine your dual ships into a single mothership that would kill everything with rapid fire. It was great. So Galaga 88 has become my favorite Galaga of all time because it just allows you to just kind of like do more,
Right.
but it's the same formula of game if you like the game. Galaga is fun for dual ship action, but Galaga 88 is where it's at.
I don't even know how to upgrade my ship in this.
Hang on. You see that dude at the top who's blue right now? Don't kill him. Don't. You killed him. You gotta wait for him to turn blue, and he'll come down and try to put a tractor beam on your ship. Run into that tractor beam and let him take your ship. And then when you kill him, when he flies down to you the next time, don't hit him when he's stationary. Wait for him to fly to you. Kill him, you'll get that ship back, and you'll have dual ships for twice the firepower.
I keep sniping him. I'm trying to try this out using this rewind command. That's
Okay, so
handy.
wait until you get to a new board. Don't even bother. They're not going to do it now. They're all trying to kill you now. They're very upset.
Angry space bugs. Angry space bugs.
Oh. When the next stage comes up, hold back on you trying to kill everything.
No, oh.
Like just for a minute. It just takes a minute of patience to get ultimate firepower. So hold on.
All right.
Go ahead and do this, but when they're flying in, you can shoot whatever you want. It's fine. There you
so
go.
That one's blue.
Try to thin out the herd of the small things, but don't kill those green guys in the background. Do not shoot them. Now watch what happens. When one doesn't come down in formation, something interesting is going to happen, and they're going to put a tractor beam out there. Please run into the tractor beam. Let them take your ship.
All right, well, there we go.
Now,
Over.
all right. Now kill him, but not when he's up there in the formation. Wait till he flies down towards you before you kill him.
He gave me a game over.
Well, that's because he took your last life.
Yeah.
But anyway, in this game, let him take your ship. When he comes down in formation, shoot him. You'll get that ship back, and you'll have 2 ships with twice the firepower. Yep, ignore that wave. Just let them sit up there. Don't mess with them. You have to be patient. Once you get your dual ship, then you are cleared to kill everything immediately. But not until that happens. You have to be like really kind of like reserved. Well. And there's that.
Alright, here we go. Are you coming? Yep, here he goes.
Yep. Nope, he's not going to do it.
Alright, here he is. Alright, so...
And
captured.
Boom! Here it is. Captured. Done. Cool. Now wait for him to fly before you shoot him. Don't shoot him in formation.
Alright, so then I get my ship back because he was flying.
Yep. Boom! Now watch what happens right now. It's all going to stop.
Combined system.
Boom! Now go to town, man. Kill everything immediately. Don't wait. Don't do anything. Just go. Go for high score.
Can you get 3 ships this way or just 2?
Only in Galaga 88 can you get the mothership, but not in this version. This version, you're at max. So now it's time to just kick butt. Just shoot every damn thing.
See,
high score, man.
I never knew.
Yeah, this is the way you play Galaga.
I just lost it already, so no, we're gonna cheat. That's the whole point of these collections.
No. As soon as that happens, wait for the next person to come out and let him capture your ship.
Yeah, well,
Every 10 or 20,000 points, you're gonna get a free ship, so you can keep recycling this.
well, yeah, that's fine. We're just
Dun da 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 da.
we're just saving time.
Take them all out. Take them all out. Take them. Oh no! You got 39. Oh no!
39.
There's 40 possible points you can get. Oh, 38. There's
yeah.
40 possible points. You have to kill everything here. No, do not. Yeah, 38. There you go. I am a Galaga fanatic, by the way. I love this game. I've played million hours of this game, I swear to God.
Recapturing the ships is the expert strategy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've never played this enough to actually know that was a thing. I thought being captured was a bad thing.
Well, it's a good thing that you know me, my friend, because I am a retro player. I grew up in the arcades. I grew up when these games were real and they were new. Because I'm old.
When they were
I'm
real.
48 years old, for crying out loud. Good job, Doug. Galaga is fantastic shmup action. This was like this bested Space Harrier in so many ways. It wasn't even funny.
Gosh, Space Harriers.
Do not let yourself get or Space Invader. Sorry, not Harrier. Harrier I love, but
Space Harrier is the Sega one.
I was gonna say Space Invaders. It's not the way. Space Harrier is not the game I meant. I meant Space Invaders, but.
Right.
Space Harrier is one of my favorite shmups of all time, and I can get to stage 18 and beat that game on any platform.
In Shenmue.
And it's not
You gotta do it
easy.
in Shenmue.
In Shenmue, where you go to like, I want to play an arcade game. Oh, there's Space Harrier.
Man, I'm making this very.
Come on,
I'm
dude.
making it very disappointing right now. Don't worry about it.
Stay away from their bullets. They're
No.
gonna shoot it.
I don't
No,
want
resist
to.
the urge to kill them when they first come on screen because they're all gonna shoot at you.
No.
Some are gonna kamikaze towards you.
No, my video game strategy is to get hit by everything in sight and still beat it.
The fact that you can rewind is just cheating. I'm sorry. Like
Yes, it is.
I'm watching you rewind 5 times in that match. I'm like, oh come on!
Oh man. I'm doing it just to annoy everybody.
Yeah, you're gonna get your highest score ever, and you're cheating like a mofo right now.
Yeah, I am.
Yes, you are. Rewind. Who the hell came up with this rewind feature? I want to kick him in his jewels. I'm like, no, no. Be a gamer. Be a real man. Don't even. Just bam, right in the jewels. Take him down immediately.
Here, I'll play some Lion King for you.
Oh, don't do a Westwood game for crying out loud. Especially a bad Westwood game. Play a good one.
I like Lion King.
I know you do. It's terrible. Stop playing it. Don't do that. No one wants to see you go through Lion King. It's
Everyone
bad
wants to-
enough we have to watch the movie.
Everyone wants to see me go through the second level because I can actually do that without dying.
Would you like to see Ice Strike play a real Westwood Studios game? Let me know. I was there. I helped make all of their games. So if you have a suggestion, please throw it out there. If not, I can provide one. Lion King is a wussie's man game. It's not even a real game. I don't acknowledge it as a Westwood game. I think it should never have happened.
It's like the most difficult game Westwood's ever made.
I know. That's why it's crap. Yes, MCCLAZ. Yes, I helped make Command and Conquer, Red Alert, Soul Survivor, and Tiberian Sun. So, yes, I can actually talk about Westwood games. I love Westwood. That was my place. I lived there. I worked there. I put in so many hours into those games, and I'm very proud of them. I love them. That was my contribution to the games industry.
Oh, it's so fun.
And I know how much Ice Strike, aka Ryan over here, loves Command and Conquer, which is why I was on his live stream of Command and Conquer.
Yep, that was fun.
Hell yeah.
I need to do.
We were laughing at the fact that the
Sandbags.
pixels were weird and that we can do really mean things with a single item and block people from ever doing anything.
Oh,
I did not.
man. I need to
No,
do
I did
Tiberian
not
Sun
do
again.
Renegade. I had nothing to do with Renegade. Sorry.
It's another one that I enjoyed.
Hmm.
I love the
No,
concept of it. It's a concept that I wish they would have kept exploring.
Mhm.
I was sad when
You still haven't played Soul Survivor, so you have no room to talk. You have to play Soul
I
Survivor
have
before we
no
do
room to
that.
talk that I am happy they explored the universe in a first-person perspective.
That's right. You have not played the solo version of CNC. Until you play the solo version, you get one military vehicle and you have to do as much damage as you can with that one vehicle. That's when you have bragging rights. Soul Survivor was a lot of fun. I will admit, all of us were
Oh,
like,
man.
okay, we like base management, we like harvesters, we like tank rushes, we like all this stuff, but at the end of the day, if you give me one vehicle, I'm going to perform my job perfectly, and as a team, we will kill you.
Yeah.
That's basically what we wanted to do.
No, they never did another Command and Conquer Renegade style game.
Mm-mm.
Petroglyph, where a lot of former Westwood employees work now, are currently working on a new
Yes.
style of first-person strategy type game like Renegade,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm excited to try that out. But there was never a
Petroglyph.
sequel. There was never another game like Renegade. Not from Westwood.
My
They were
heart goes
working on
out
one
to
called
Petroglyph.
Tiberium. They were working
I
on
will
Tiberium in 2009, but then it got canceled.
Ooh.
And it was supposed to be set in the Command and Conquer 3 universe just after
If-
Command and Conquer 3, and I was really excited to try that. But then it got
If
canceled.
you want to play current Westwood games, don't look at Westwood Studios. Look at Petroglyph.
Well, Westwood
Petroglyph
Studios
Studios
doesn't
in
exist
Las Vegas, Nevada makes all the games you want to play.
I got Grey Goo.
Also, Mike Legg. Mike Legg is the best programmer at Westwood, period. Mike Legg is so awesome that he made almost every game that you love work.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, you should be like just bowing down and giving your mecha pray to Mike Legg every night before you go to bed.
Oh, I shall.
And of course, our awesome musicians, which you know.
Frank.
Frank.
Mm-hmm.
Frank.
What's up, T? How you
Everything
doing?
everything down to a guy named Frank.
Is that just not the most amazing thing ever? All right,
Frank
we'll do some
Klepecki. If anyone wants to know how to pronounce, it's a Klepecki. That's how he pronounces his name, Klepecki.
All right.
And he is an amazing and he is an awesome artist. He's an awesome musician. Love the man to death. He also had a junior associate who was working with him on these games called Patrick Collins. And Patrick Collins did a lot of the coding and the computer work behind Frank Klepecki's music. He would do the samples, and then Patrick Collins would put the samples into the game. So it was a joint venture between two people. So I don't think Patrick Collins gets any of the praise that he deserves. But if you want to know who made it actually like that, you could hear the music from what was played to what was in the game. Don't thank Frank. Frank just played the music. Thank Patrick. Patrick Collins made it work in the game and sampled it down to 8 samples and all this kind of stuff. He did a great job, and he doesn't get near enough amount of kudos that he deserves. And his brother Matt Collins, my best friend from back then, him and I owned Dungeons and we owned Dragon Slayer, Space Ace arcade cabinets we had together. We bought them together. We hosted them in our garages, and then we played. We made Atari ST games that no one knew about, and we played Neo Geo every day while we were making Westwood games. We really did, because he is the only one who owned a Neo Geo AES system, and we loved Sudoku, Magician Lord, and Fatal Fury. That's all we played while we were making these games.
There you go.
That's right. That's real life. We're just gamers. Even when we were making games, we were still gamers and wanted to play other people's games. You know what I mean?
Yup.
It doesn't stop. If you're into video games, you're cursed. Sorry, you will always love playing a new video game. You don't even care where you're at.
Yep, pretty much.
I like how I came back and all I hear was video games.
That's how we roll in this. Well, this is a video game channel.
Yes, we like video games, dang it.
Surprise, surprise.
And I just happened to find the one biggest fan of Command and Conquer, CNC, Ryan over here. I just happened to find him, and I helped make those games. So I'm like, I feel like I'm with family. At this point, I'm like, he knows what we did. He knows all the hours we sacrificed. We made this game cool. He loves the game.
All the hours I've put into that game.
Bro, you still haven't, as much as you've played that game, you still haven't put as many hours as I did to test it, to make sure it worked.
Of course not.
That's an insurmountable amount of hours for one game, and no one should do that, by the way. Do not do what we did. I put 2,800 hours into Command & Conquer Red Alert alone. 2,800 hours of playing. At the end of 28 hours, you do not like this game. Trust me. You just want the game to die at this point.
Yeah,
but it was
the
worth
whole
it.
Thing too, like, I mean, back in those days, like,
there was no patching. There was no internet.
There's a big push to ending industry crunch now too, and like any studio that gets caught doing crunch is like immediately like badmouthed by everyone these days.
Man, Westwood went into crunch with every single title. I can tell you
did back then.
Every game. I can tell you what my manager actually, Glenn Sperry. I know his name. Look him up. Glenn Sperry at Westwood. His brother Brett Sperry owned the company. So let me tell you what would happen. He would walk in and say, "Don't get your girlfriends pregnant. Do not get married in the next couple months. Do not do anything. Do not buy a car. Do not get a new job. You are literally in crunch now. So we have 3 months, 4 months, no days off, 18-hour days. We're going to get this game out." And it was like, your life now belongs to Westwood.
Yep.
If you have any problem with this, get the hell out.
Yep. And that's what they're trying to get rid of these days, is that, like, that whole culture and everything. And it's like,
I don't agree. I was a subject to this culture, and I agree with it. It made us focus. It made us hyperactive in what we were doing. It made us make the best titles we possibly could. And at the end of the day, no one ever complained about a Westwood game being buggy. No one ever complained about a Westwood game not working. It always worked. It was always fun, and all we have are fans. So I'm sorry, that mentality is like the NASA mentality. It's like, don't try to have a real life while you're working on our rockets. That's not going to happen. I'm sorry. We need a rocket to work. So your life belongs to us, and that's the way things get done.
Yeah, like, I see both sides of the argument.
I was a victim of that, but I'm willing to go through it again. I would not be bothered because it works. We were very, very focused. We were.
Mm-hmm.
We had some, it was that we had something to believe in. It was something that was ours.
That's the thing that's different nowadays, is that I don't think the people working on them are as invested in them.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think back then we were trying to prove a point. That it was very competitive in the computer industry back in the 90s, so Westwood had to... We had the BattleTech franchises, we had the D&D franchises, we had all of these great franchises, and it was like, if we don't bring it, we'll be forgotten about. Yeah. So we have to own the industry. We have to... Who is our main competitor? Blizzard. Okay, we can go against Blizzard. We'll take anything they do, and we'll make them better. And then they'll make theirs better, and then we'll make ours better.
Wiz is wondering if Blizzard did crunch mode back in the day.
Absolutely. I can tell you right now, Wiz, that Blizzard and Westwood were not the opponents, so to speak. They were not rivals as you might have thought of them with Warcraft and Command & Conquer. We actually worked together, and not many people know this, but we worked together to test the multiplayer capability of Warcraft 2 and Command & Conquer at the same time. They helped us, we helped them. We were actually friends back then, and we made sure that both of our games were ready to go because we did not want rivalry. Westwood did not want rivalry in any way, shape, or form. We wanted everyone to be a part of the community.
Oh, he's not coming on the mic.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you want to be in crunch mode, you're right, SM Wiz. If you have a family already, you can't do this job. This job will take away from your family, guaranteed. We worked 18 hours a day for 4 to 5 months straight, no days off. My wife at the time would bring us food at midnight for 28 people. She would literally spend $1,000 on dinner to bring us all food on those nights so we can all have food, because we were all just, I would not come home. My wife literally would be like, my husband's not coming home tonight. I'm sleeping on a cot at Westwood because I had to be back at work in 4 hours. And we just pushed through it. I mean, that's the kind of sacrifices that we made back in those days to bring games out that were AAA quality. I'm sure it's different now, but back then we had a lot to prove. We really did. And we were a very small studio, and we wanted people to take us seriously, so all of us had gotten together and we had a meeting, multiple meetings, I think 8 or 10 meetings about this, and they said, are you willing to give up your personal lives for this and what we're doing? And we're like, yes. Because we all felt that it was something important to do. So that's why Command and Conquer and Eye of the Beholder and Lands of Lore and Blade Runner and all of those games, that's why they exist. That's why they're that as good as they are now today. Because we gave up our lives to make sure they happened.
Yeah,
and it's all good. We were playing Neo. Don't feel sorry for us. We were playing Neo Geo. We were playing TurboGrafx CD-ROMs before they were ever a thing in the States. We were doing all the things in the background, eating sushi at night, and just having a blast. We were really having fun making these games.
It's such an interesting culture back then.
In the 90s, it was totally different than
I think
it is
that's
today.
totally what's changed about today's game development. Is like there's not the culture behind it as much. Like the culture kind of died out in like last
it became a communist. Well, not communist, but it became people who wanted to monetize video games. You know what I mean? They want to maximize the profit off of a game, so don't say anything, leak this, and then show this trailer, and then get people hyped. And we were not about that. We were like, as we were making it, we're like, we're going to try this, we're going to try this. We were all open about what we were doing. We had no secrets whatsoever frickin' ever.
Yeah,
we were like bragging at this point about what we're going to do.
That's definitely one thing that's changed is like the old publishers, like the very first publishers just got so big and then they just started caring more about the money than the
yeah, as soon as you care about the money more than you do the game, then you're done. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, you failed at that point.
Look at the examples of the companies out there like that were
Look at EA.
EA.
Everyone look at EA. EA is the biggest, most troublesome developer in the industry who stopped caring about what actually happens in a game, and they wanted to monetize every game. And
I think
EA...
Activision is a worse example than EA. EA these days is not nearly as
actually
bad.
You're right.
Activision is so much worse.
Activision was 5 guys who left the Atari development community. They were developers for Atari. Mm-hmm. They formed their own company, made games that blew away everything Atari was making at the time, and then became corporate and wanted to monetize what they did. So, I'm sorry, Activision, best company in the world, fallen from grace, bigger than every other company I've ever known.
Yep, Activision is the biggest publisher in the world currently, followed by like Take-Two, EA, Ubisoft. But like EA has received so much crap and is the butt of everyone's jokes in the regards that they're actually doing some really good stuff now. Like,
well, I understand that EA is trying to now. They are backtracking. They are trying to fix their profile. Oh, yeah. Being a Westwood Associates or a Westwood Studios member, when EA presented their option for us, it was like, move to LA or you're fired. And I was like, well, then I quit. F you. We did not like EA back in the 90s. EA was the Antichrist in the 90s, but
That's what's funny though, because it's like, who was it? Trip Hawkins that did 3DO for EA. Like,
Yep.
they seemed so, like at that point in the company history, they were so focused on the developer getting more out of it. Here's this console. Other companies are going to make it, so development fees are almost non-existent. Put your games on 3DO.
well, they needed to. The 3DO was, even when it launched, it was
Oh, it was $700.
absolutely
It was so expensive.
at a disadvantage.
Mhm.
I love the 3DO personally. I remember there was a D&D first-person shooter called Slayer that I used to play all the time. There was Street Fighter, which was amazing on the 3DO. There was Crash and Burn. There was so many games. I love
That's
that
part of
system.
game
But
testing.
Trip was wrong. That system crashed and burned just as
Oh,
quick
it
as it
did.
came out.
It did, but I just mean the spirit behind what he was trying to accomplish with
Yeah.
it is like,
No,
it was a
I
very
agree with him.
developer-friendly system. It's just
Mhm.
that the whole point of the console market is you take a hit on the hardware to make it affordable and draw people into buying it, and you recoup it in those licensing fees.
You say affordable, but just for those who don't remember, the
Oh, yeah.
3DO cost
It was
about
so-
$799 plus
Very much
tax
expensive.
when it came out. I got mine for $400 because I was a friend of certain people, but I mean, at the same time, that system was stupid expensive.
Dark Rain.
And people tried, this is where companies tried to actually make their consoles as expensive as PCs to see, they were like, maybe people will buy them if they're at this price with this power.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at them and I say, they won't.
With
Nothing above $300 is going to wash. I'm sorry. If you're $300 or over, you're done. You just might as well give up.
Mm-hmm.
And the 3DO bailed. The Jaguar bailed. They were all just
DVI.
bad systems. Oh, DVI bailed. It was like, if you charge more than $300 for your system, you are done.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even bother trying. You won't win.
That's why we got something known as the Xbox 360 Arcade Edition to bring the price of next gen down to $399. I mean, and that's just its whole other can of worms.
So many things happened in the industry. Not the Dreamcast, the Saturn was $399.
Oh, the Saturn, man.
Notice how the Saturn failed.
Price dropped in 6 months.
Because they look like, oh, we can't do 400. 400, no one's into
Sony
it. 300,
came in right
you're
out
into
the-
300.
If PlayStation hadn't done their bombshell of $299, I think the Saturn would have done fine. Like, if the PlayStation had launched at a similar price point, I think Saturn would have done fine.
I was a huge Saturn fan. I played the crap out of my Saturn games. I love Sega. I am a huge fan of Sega, but I looked at them and I was at E3 when they announced Daytona and Virtual On and all these games and the Saturn. And then they told us while we were at the show, at E3 itself, they said, it's now in shelves. I'm
Yeah,
like, wait, what?
The surprise launch was stupid. And that
Yeah,
pissed off
I'm like,
all their
I'm
retail
in
partners,
California right now at your thing, and you're telling me that I should be buying it now. I'm like, oh shit, who do I know in Vegas who can buy me one real quick for $400, which was a stupid price.
Too. Yep.
And
I mean, that's why they lost their retail partnership with KB Toys
Yep.
and all that too.
KB Toys, Target dropped them, Walmart dropped them, Game Crazy and Game Source and EB Games and all that kept them on, but all the game-specific places kept the bomb. But anything that was a retail store or a like a Walmart type place, anything that had multi-devices out there, they all dumped the Saturn immediately. They're like, nope, not going to do this kind of. We're not doing this kind of business with you. And
90s Sega was the worst business, man.
you know, after that, Sega sold out, and then someone bought them out, and then someone else bought them out, and then someone else bought them out. So I'm not quite sure what Sega is today. And Sega was Sega was something that I remember since the game Turbo in 1978. Yeah, I'm old. But I love Sega from my childhood, but Sega became not Sega.
Yeah, they're not.
I
Bad
want
now.
them to be Sega. I really do want them to be Sega. I
honestly
want
feel
Hudson
like,
Soft and Turbo Technologies and all these other and NEC to be but they don't exist either. It's all Konami owns
Yep.
a PC Engine, so I'm like,
yep.
ugh.
Sega's in a good place right now. I think this is the best they've been since like the early '90s.
I've actually heard the rumor that Sega's about to release a system. I'm not kidding.
Yeah, that's the rumor that's been going around. But then they announced the Game Gear Mini, so everyone's kind of like, we'll see.
Yeah, the Game Gear Mini deserves all of the unpraises that it gets. Please,
all
if
the
you are, if anyone is following who doesn't like the Game Gear Mini, like Ice Strike and myself, please give them hate mail on Twitter. Give them crap for making a system that's 2 inches long, that's expected to play all 16 games over.
You have to buy four. You have
no,
to buy four
the
different
whole
systems
system.
to get all four.
The
of them.
whole
There's
system
only
needs
four
to
per
die.
system. Only
Make
four
sure
per
the system dies. Do not buy it.
It's so dumb. Any
Do
fun
not buy
stories
it.
about Acclaim? Oh my gosh, Acclaim. There's a name.
Right?
Oh gosh, like there's so many Acclaim games that I've played in my day. Like they were so big for the console port of the arcade games.
Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they bring that to the home systems?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. And then of course, like they released Midway's versions of like NBA Jam, NBA Hang Time.
Love
like
NBA Jam. That's the best basketball game ever made.
Oh yeah.
If anyone argues with me on
best-
NBA Jam, I will punch you in the face.
The best thing I think Acclaim has ever done personally is Turok now. I love Turok. I'm sad I didn't play that back in the day now.
You see, I did play that back in the day, and I thought the game was crap. So it had no play balance. Trust me, if you got into the original N64 Turok
That's the one.
and
I'm
all of those things, well,
That's the one I'm playing.
They're-
Those are the ones
they're
I'm playing.
they're very limited, bro. I guarantee you, they're not that good. They were trying to hone in
they're very
on
impressive
3D
for the
games.
time. They're very, very impressive for the time.
Well, sure. Everyone was out for graphics
You
back
have
then.
you can't look at everything based on today's standards. Like you.
No.
you have to
I'm
appreciate things for what they
I
were
can
at the day.
appreciate the time when the things were made. I am one of those historians. But Turok, I tried playing it. I did not enjoy it. I thought it was crap. I was playing Doom and Quake and all the other things that were 3D shooters back in the day at the same time that game came out. And I'm sorry, that game was crap compared to everything else.
It was different. It was different.
It was
compared to those,
it was
though.
different. I'll give you that.
Acclaim did do Extreme G. 200 for 16 games. Exactly
Extreme
right.
G and Extreme G, the sequel. I love those games. Those were great racing games on the
They were-
N64.
Yeah, they were going for the Wipeout market style
Mhm.
deal. Like, and I think they
Yep.
worked really well, especially considering N64 only didn't really have anything like it at the time. They eventually got Wipeout 64.
Well, I gotta say, F-Zero X at the time was my favorite racing game of all time.
Yeah,
As a matter of fact,
is
F-Zero
is addictive.
GX, made by Sega,
Made by
by the
Sega.
way, for all of you,
That's
was
why I
my
love-
favorite racing game, and I'm still looking for a copy. If anyone has a copy of this game and doesn't like it, please send it to
You
me.
need to
I
go
will
talk
pay
to
you.
Fi. You need to go talk to Fi about F-Zero. Fi is our resident F-Zero speedrunner.
I need some F-Zero on my.
Death Race on F-Zero X was amazing.
I need F-Zero GX. I really do need GX.
I loved Nintendo during the GameCube era because they were just trying to
Oh,
bring
the
back
Cube!
so much trust
Heck yeah!
from the industry because
Uh-huh.
they had all the draconian practices during NES and Super Nintendo, and they lost all the support during N64 era, and so the GameCube era was just Nintendo trying
That's
to
because
earn
the
company's
N64
trust back.
was Nintendo's black mark on the industry. They're like, this is a system that we hype is going to be so amazing, and then we didn't do anything with it, and it sucked. Let's just put the N64 is a piece of crap.
I disagree.
I know you're going to argue with me. I know you will, but there's a handful of games, maybe 6, that I like from that system, and then everything else can go to hell.
Oh no, that system has so many good games.
I know that you are part of that group that loves the N64, and I don't. I'm not gonna give you any crap for it. I love that you love it, but I'm sorry, I don't love it.
History too, because if it wasn't for the N64, the PlayStation would not have succeeded. It's the Nintendo
No, the
64
PlayStation original was even more crap. I'm sorry, I love the N64 more than I love the PS1. The PS1 is the biggest piece of ass that I've ever seen in my life.
Well, I just mean, look at it this way. If Nintendo hadn't made these mistakes, the PlayStation would not have succeeded. They wouldn't have gotten Square. They wouldn't have gotten Konami. They wouldn't have gotten anywhere near the support they got. PlayStation
It must have been
forgotten.
amazing to be a part of the industry when Nintendo and Sony couldn't come to the deal that they wanted to do to make Sony make the CD-ROM for the Nintendo, right?
Yep.
So all of a sudden,
fascinating, really.
shit went like haywire, and Nintendo's doing their own thing, and Sony's doing their own thing, and it was like, now it's like round one, fight.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's so fascinating. Because look at it this way: PlayStation beat Nintendo 64 to the market by 16 months. 16 months on the market, unopposed, other than Saturn, which was not competition, sadly. And in the first 10 weeks the N64 was on the market, it had already outsold 16 months worth of PlayStation sales.
And you know what? That has a lot to do with Nintendo's name when it comes to the household. It was like
that's
people
the thing
trusted
about it.
Nintendo and Super Nintendo, and then N64 came out, and people were duped into buying that. I'm sorry, that system is crap. I hate that system so much.
I wouldn't say duped, but the unfortunate thing that happened to the N64 was that it just didn't have regular game releases.
Because they pissed off everybody. Remember the business side. Nintendo was charging so much per cartridge and so much to release everything that it was not financially feasible for most companies. Nintendo wanted to dominate the industry by forcing everyone else out.
Yeah, and the same practices they had during the NES days, like if you make a game for N64, it can't be released on multiple platforms. It has to be exclusive.
Right, so places like, there were so many companies who would create, subsidiaries of their company with different, like Namco was Namcot.
Yep.
If you ever play a game that says Namcot in it, which is on your screen right now, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Namcot means that game was a Nintendo game, and they couldn't release it outside of the Nintendo without their name on it, so they had to change their name to Namcot and register a second subsidiary to produce this game for all of you to play it outside of Nintendo.
Yep.
It was the stupidest crap ever.
Yep. It was. It was. It's very draconian.
For those of you who don't know why Namco and Namcot exist, that's why these things exist.
Yep.
That's why Konami had another game.
Ultra Games.
Epic, or Ultra Games. Yeah, that's what it was. They had to release games under Ultra so they could produce games on other systems versus Nintendo.
Not just only other systems. Nintendo was only allowing companies to release certain amount of games per year at the same time, too. Not only did they have to be exclusive, you couldn't make too many games in the same year. Otherwise, Nintendo felt the quality wasn't going to be good, because how could you possibly make more than one game at the same time and have it be good? Like, it's not going to happen. So that's why that's another reason why Ultra Games exists, is to get around that hard limit.
Yes, yes. I am so sorry for all you Nintendo fans who have just come into this. By the way, Nintendo, not the nicest company in the world in the early years.
Oh, no,
just so you know.
The Yamauchis were very, 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 very intense.
Mm-hmm.
Funny
you mentioned Yamauchi.
Yamauchi, yeah. Sony.
Yeah, I met him in real life, by the way.
By a year to avoid launching the same year as the Xbox and GameCube. I don't think so.
I remember when Yamauchi looked at me as a third party with an attitude at E3. The first E3, he comes and like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, Dragon Strike, NES. That's what I'm working on right now. He's like, "What is this game?" And I'm like, you're a dragon. You have you can fly high or low, and it's a shooter, and all this like this game will not. No, I do not respect this game. And he walked away, and I'm like, oh, gee, I'm sorry. I'm like, I'm trying to make it. He was such a dick.
There's so many horror stories about that within Nintendo alone, because like the Nintendo R&D companies, they had like R&D 1, 2, 3 through 5 or whatever. And it's like they would be working on a game, and if Yamauchi came in and didn't think it was fun, he would can it on the spot.
He did. He actually tried to poo-poo Dragon Strike on the NES, and we looked at him and said, "We appreciate your opinion. Thank you very much. There's the door. We're still going to release it. Sorry."
Yep.
I still say it's one of the best shmups on the NES, just so you all know. If you haven't played Dragon Strike, please do. And if you do play Dragon Strike, be smart. Do not take the gold. Do not take the silver dragon. I know they seem better. Take the bronze dragon. The bronze dragon will take you to the end easily. Trust me, that was my contribution to the game. The bronze dragon is actually the actual most powerful dragon in the game. The weakest dragon is the best. Take that one.
Yeah. I don't think that the PS2 was rushed to market, though, Wiz, just to get back to your comment. Like, you need to remember that the Dreamcast launched in 1998, and Sony was biting at the bit to surpass the Dreamcast. So, the PS2 is... The more I learned about the PS2, the more I realized the PS2 is just a non-crack N64. So, they had proven
the PS2 was a good piece of hardware. It really was.
Yeah, they have proven tech inside the PS2, so like they didn't really need to worry about it.
But here's the thing.
It really is based on N64. It's insane. Yes.
10 years from now, people will be looking back and saying, "Why did people stop making games on the Wii?" The Wii is an insurmountable amount of ATI power. It has all the processors and all the graphics cards, Power VR. It is an amazing system. It did not need to go to a Wii U. Trust me, Wii games were impressive enough. There was just no HD.
Yep,
it was the TV standard that killed it.
That's the whole thing. And they didn't add HD support to it.
I know, it was SD on a system that was capable of so much. If they had put an HD output on the system, trust me, no one would have bothered upgrading. They would be like, "No."
Upgrading. Are you kidding me? The Wii U was a flop.
Well, that's because they marketed the Wii U as a extension to the Wii, but no one knew it was a new system. The marketing failed on the Wii U.
Yes, it did.
Just failed so badly.
See, that's what I love about the whole GameCube through Wii U era, though, is that it's all the same hardware. It's just upgraded.
It really is. It's all ATI graphics chips. It's AMD chipsets and ATI graphics cards. That's it.
It's literally the same processor, just better in every system. The graphics card
If you
changes,
like the Ryzen processor in your computers today, then you will love the GameCube through Wii U.
The IBM Power PC that's in the GameCube through Wii U.
It's all AMD powered at that point. It was AMD powers the Xbox, the PlayStation. They powered so much.
GameCube was IBM. GameCube, Wii, and Wii U are all IBM processors with ATI graphics.
No, the GameCube had an ATI graphics card in it.
Yeah, they have ATI graphics cards. The processors are IBM.
Of course. Actually, no. GameCube.
Yeah, GameCube.
No, the Cube had a G4. Nope, the GameCube had a G4. Look it up.
It's IBM.
It's not IBM. It's Power VR, or it's Power PC.
Yeah, it's an IBM Power PC core.
Well, okay. So, back in the day, IBM dipped into Power PC.
Yes,
they do x86 now, but they actually don't want to acknowledge the Power PC days. But
they did do the
back then, Power PC, and I'm gonna say it. Power PC today is more powerful.
Power PC has a lot more potential to it than x86.
It does, because it's CISC versus RISC. So CISC is complicated instruction set computer, and RISC is reduced instruction set computer, which means less instructions, more CPU output, versus lots of instructions versus little output on PC. What?
Yeah. It's just, it comes down to ease of use versus complication. That's where the whole problem with the PS3's cell processor came in. And all that too. It's just fascinating. Excuse me.
Sorry, wife came in to double check this. Like, hey, we're going to your mom or our mom's house for dinner. I'm like, yeah. We'll get there. I'm like, I'm explaining something right now.
Oh no, absolutely. That's why ARM is getting so much attention now too. Like, ARM has been around forever, but it's only now finally gaining traction.
Can I let the cat out of the bag real quick?
Go for it.
You've heard it here. I'm just going to say, Archimedes, you're hearing it here for the first time. Apple is going to introduce ARM processor Max.
Mm-hmm.
In the WWDC keynote. I already know this is fact. It's going to happen on their low-end MacBooks, and they're going to introduce it into the other systems in the next 1 to 2 years. But Intel, bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. AMD has beat you. Intel, you cannot compete with AMD. You can't compete with yourselves, and even Apple acknowledges this, and they're going to dump you as a customer. So any of you who are going to buy a Mac in the future, you will have a ARM processor or an AMD processor in your Mac. That's what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not happened yet, but give it 6 months, and you'll be like, oh, Ren was right.
That's where everything's heading. ARM is the future of processors. Like, look at all the work that has gone in at Microsoft to get Windows running on ARM, and x86 native applications running natively on ARM using the same type of backwards compatibility setup that they use on the Xbox One.
Damn right. And ARM is the future. I'm sorry. RISC processors are better than CISC processors. They just are. So Intel, old AMD processors, get out. Just go away. We had fun, but go away. We want better stuff now.
The future, like, innovation leads to the future. And that's the whole thing about AMD not being competitive for those 10 years, is that the entire market stagnated.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, look at what has happened in the last 3 years since Rygar has come out compared to the last 10.
All I can say is my wife has a
Alienware
laptop with a Core i7 7700 HQ with a 1060 Ti graphics card. All of this super power stuff, right? $1,900 laptop. We bought it for $1,200. It's amazing. And then I bought a $200 laptop from AMD. It has a Ryzen 3, Vega 3 graphics, and 32 gigs of RAM. Well, guess whose system runs the game just as fast as said woman's $1,300 machine? And my $200 machine, like, can match hers toe for toe. And I'm like, AMD is better. I guarantee you AMD is better. They're just really good at graphics. They're really good at CPUs. They're really good at price points. Buy AMD.
Yeah.
If you want the best price to performance ratio, get AMD.
Yep.
Yep. If you want to spend a ton of money with great performance, I'm not going to knock the performance. Buy Intel. If you're rich,
it's all about what application you're using it for, because depending on what you're doing, like, current gaming is all single-threaded performance, so Intel still holds the edge there. Intel is better for emulation thanks to the IPC, but things are becoming more multi-threaded.
Hold on. 00713 just said, I lose all credibility when I say Alienware. Okay, look, bro. Dell is a major contributor in the computer market out there. They're one of the top 5s. Alienware is a company they bought.
Yep.
Alienware is all about the highest end components in a laptop with the best thermal computing. Everything they can do currently with technology today goes into an Alienware. I know you're all about brands, but take your brands and throw them out the frickin' window and just be like, what's in the machine? Oh, that's a badass machine. Okay, I'm ready. I have M.2 slots, multiple. I have 64 gigs of RAM.
There we go.
I have Core i7 7700 HQ with 1060 Ti. Trust me, it's a great laptop for $1,300. You will not find anything more powerful at that price point at that time. But you
especially not a Mac. Oh.
No, not a Mac. You won't find a Mac with these. No, forget that. Macs are not gaming components. They're just really cool computers with really great software.
You'll find a more expensive machine with lower specs.
Also, SM Wiz, my uncle works for Northrop Grumman, who makes rockets, and he tasked me with making him a computer that he can compute what he wanted to do for work. So he bought a AMD.
That better.
Well, it's not a Ryzen.
Oh, you got the Threadripper?
Threadripper, 32 core, 64 thread Threadripper with 64 gigs of RAM, dual 2080 Ti graphics cards. This thing had M.2 slots forever that had 6 terabytes. Trust me, when it comes to computers, I know how to build a really, really powerful computer. But at the same time, the Ryzen processors, what they're doing are really great. They really are.
They really are.
I'm not going to knock them. For the price that I paid $200 for a laptop that has a Ryzen 3, Vega 3, and 32 gigs of RAM. $200! Who wouldn't buy that?
Especially considering how much the IPC has jumped between the Ryzen generations. Like, it's insane. They're barely below Intel now.
Yeah. I don't mind Intel. Intel made good stuff for the day.
The only reason I did get Intel is because it was better at the time I bought it. And then when I built when I upgraded my rig to do 4K everything, I went to Ryzen because it just made more sense. Even though I do heavy emulation, like, it just made more sense than going with the Intel 9 series.
Exactly. And that's what every one of us will always make the decision on. What's best for today? I'm ready to buy now. Is Intel or AMD or whatever, which one's more powerful? What would I get the most bang for my buck?
Yep.
That's what I want to know.
Yep.
I want to build the best computer for my money that gets me the most performance, and I don't want to overspend on crap that people say is good when it's not.
Yep.
So it depends on what day you bought your computer, which is what is better than the other. I mean, if I were to speak today, I would still tell AMD. Yep. Buy AMD. I'm sorry, Intel.
AMD
overpriced.
For days right now. AMD for days right now. The only thing I would recommend Intel for over AMD is if you only do emulation.
Yeah.
Like, it just...
Well,
like,
even then, emulation doesn't need that much. My Raspberry Pi can emulate.
It does need on the higher end. If you are looking for high-end emulation, you need more than a...
Yeah, if you want PS2, Dreamcast, Saturn,
that's
and
what
all
I mean.
those
Like,
games
if you want to get
emulate,
into high-end emulation, like, you want to be able to do GameCube, PS2, Xbox, Dreamcast, like, you want to look at Intel.
Yep. Right now, Intel i9, whatever the processor is probably the most powerful that can do that. But if you can afford a Threadripper, it will kill that i9.
No, not in emulation. It won't.
Not in really?
That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm saying. Only purely from an emulation standpoint is about the only thing I say Intel wins on. Just because more cores does not equate to emulation.
Oh yeah, you're right. They have to program for the multiple cores.
Yeah, emulation, like GameCube emulation, uses 3 threads. You have your video, your CPU, and then the third core uses some background tasks.
So, listen to Ice Strike, everybody. If you want to emulate currently, go with your single core processor benchmark results.
Exactly. IPC.
Multi-core will not work with that kind of a setup. But
and
I will say this.
So many people, I get so many comments because I do the emulation tutorials about how, no, I have this processor that's so good, it could do all this PC stuff. So it's like, that doesn't matter to emulation. Your IPC is garbage. Your IPC is garbage, so your emulation will be garbage. You have garbage IPC, garbage clock speed, garbage emulation. That's the problem. You want good emulation, you need high IPC, high clock speed, and that is what Intel has been providing since the 4000 series of processors, and that's why the only thing I recommend Intel for still to this day is high-end accurate emulation.
I'm gonna give it to Ice Strike right now. I'm sorry. If you are into high-end modern systems in the last 10 years, systems, then if you want to emulate that, get Intel. Just get Intel. If you want to play the older stuff and have a great computer, get AMD. If you really want to play some old school stuff and not spend a lot of money, get a Raspberry Pi.
Yeah,
Raspberry Pis have been
Raspberry
absolutely
Pi,
they're perfect.
They're not perfect, but they are more than good enough, especially at the price point
Raspberry
for what you
Pi,
get out of them.
I'm going to trump you. I'm going to say that Raspberry Pi is perfect up to PS1.
Close enough to be perfect.
I do PS1 on my Raspberry Pi 4, and it's perfect. I have
Raspberry
all
Pi
the games
4s
running.
Raspberry Pi is, as soon as the new parallel core gets added into Raspberry Pi 4, Raspberry Pi 4 can do up to Dreamcast very well.
Oh, I hear you on that, and especially now that the 8 gigabyte Raspberry Pi 4 is out. I have a Pi 4 gig, and I got to tell you, everything up to PS1, silky smooth.
Yeah.
Every controller, everything I've thrown at it, it's been perfect. It's the best $50 board you can buy.
Yep.
If you want to play retro games, don't bother with anything else. Just buy a frickin' Raspberry Pi. Seriously.
It all comes down to semantics after that point of what you're looking for versus what you're getting.
It does. If you want after PS1, don't look at Raspberry Pi. Do not look at a Raspberry Pi.
Not
they
even
are
just
not there.
that. Not even just that. Like in the current systems that the emulators that they use on Raspberry Pis, like they're not the most accurate. If you don't care about that, you don't notice that, no worries. That's even better. Like even better. But if you are going for the accurate and all that, you're not going to enjoy the Raspberry Pi. Like it's just semantics at that point. But for what the cost to what is offered, the Raspberry Pi is still unbeaten.
I just love the Pis. It's like a single board computer from England, like the Commodore 64 and the ZX Spectrum and all the Archimedes and the Amstrad CPC, all these computers that I lived in England at the time, by the way. I'm dual citizenship. I've lived in both countries. I've lived there during this time. Trust me, if you want to emulate systems pre-PS1, get a $35 Raspberry Pi.
Yeah.
It's absolutely amazing. It works great.
And
if you need more power than that, don't
even
bother.
a Raspberry Pi 3 does PS1 very well.
Oh yeah, my 3B Plus. I have it.
Not even the
It's
Plus,
been my
just the
living
3B.
room staple.
Just the 3B, it could do PS1 very well.
Well, see, I jumped in on 3B Plus. That was my first Raspberry Pi.
Well, there you go.
I had a 3B Plus
Yeah.
and I have a 4B 4 gig, and that's it.
This is a 3B Plus, I believe, that I have right here.
Mm.
But I have the 3B. I have the 3B. That was my first Raspberry Pi, was the 3B. And then that's just running my Dreamcast Online now. I just have that set up as a dedicated Dream Pi box.
Yes, exactly right. It's like, I wish I could convey to people how great the Raspberry Pi is, because you can have an SD card dedicated for every single thing you wanted to do.
Yep.
If you want to make a Saturn only system, make an SD card with that and boot from it.
Yep.
If you want to make a old school RetroPie type thing, make an SD card for that. If you want a desktop operating system, trust me, I used a Raspberry Pi 4 for
Raspberry Pi is where I do a lot of my stuff.
For over a year. It was my main desktop computer. I decided to try to use it as a computer for a month, and then it worked out, and then I used it for 2 months, and then I kept using it, and I kept looking back at Windows and Mac going, yeah, you're irritating me, and I can get everything done in Linux. So I'm like, no.
Yep.
So trust me, a Raspberry Pi 4B, great purchase.
Yep.
It's a fantastic purchase if you're willing to put in the time to learn it.
Oh, man, and with the GPIO that's on it, you could do so much with it too. Like you could hook it up to composite video, like everything. Like you can mod these things to do so much.
Yeah, my brother, my best friend had a birthday this month, and he was like,
composite video already built in with the headphone
they
jack.
do have composite video. No, that audio jack out is a video jack as well.
Yes, it is.
If you have the 3-point cable.
Yep.
So my best friend goes, hey, you have so much fun. I have so much fun when I come over to your house on your Raspberry Pi because we play Neo Geo at PlayStation and all these systems. He's like, where do I get one? What do I do? And I'm like, your birthday is this month. let me do this.
Mhm.
And I handed my best friend Rob, I gave him my Raspberry Pi 4, all the connections and hookups and the controller. I gave him my SD card, and I said, take all 3,000 games I have up and running to perfection on this system. I'm like, happy birthday, take it, it's
Mhm.
yours. I bought another Raspberry Pi 4 for myself. I'm still waiting for my new case to come. I have nothing to put it in. But that's what we do for our friends, right?
Yep,
We're like,
exactly.
oh, you don't know how to
And,
do this, but I do, and you want this? Okay, let me make this happen.
Yeah, and and you could do all that for about $100.
Yes, it's about $100. That's so cheap,
Yeah, it's
considering how many games you're going to get in the end.
yeah, and
What the hell version of Galaga is running on your screen now?
it's
What the hell is
it's
going?
that Galapi or whatever. I don't remember what it was called, but that's
Holy
what I mean
shit.
too. That's what I mean too. Like, you have all of these people who are buying the Mister setups now,
Oh, Mister.
and it's like, yes,
Give it
FPGA is
another year.
cool. FPGA is very cool, but it's like you're spending $400 plus on this thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're spending $400. You don't even get the satisfaction of running your original games on it.
No,
Like, it's just a different form of emulation that you're paying out the wazoo for.
I actually challenged the highest YouTube videos that were pushing Mister at the time, and I said, okay, challenge accepted. Hold on. Mister has how many milliseconds of lag time versus emulation on my Pi 4? I know what that millisecond of ping time is. What is the difference between your game and my game? And they said 12 milliseconds.
Yeah, it's less than the human eye can perceive.
It's 12 freaking milliseconds. If you can't figure out how to play a game with 12 milliseconds of lag time and it just doesn't make sense to you, stop playing games. Just don't play them.
It's just
Seriously, there is
semantics again.
no... I can't tell the difference between emulation, a freaking FPGA, and real hardware. I'm sorry, I have them all. I can't tell. I play the games as they're made.
Yeah.
I play it, and I adapt, and it's fine.
That's the whole thing, too. It's like, when you get into display lag, input lag, things like that, if it's under 16 milliseconds, that's less than a frame. That's less than the human
There's
eye
no
can
way
perceive.
for your brain to actually comprehend that. You're just going to use it as an excuse when you
Mhm.
don't do well.
Yep. There are some
So-
legitimate cases where there are bad ports of old games to current systems that introduce multiple frames of lag.
Yes!
And that
If you
is
push left,
acceptable.
and it takes 2 seconds for your ship to go left, then yes, you have lag. If it's a Pi or anything else, I'm sorry, I hit left, it goes left when I press it. So
Yeah,
if
and
you're that bad at video games that you still can't play the game at this much lag, then just stop playing video games.
and that's
seriously.
the whole thing too. It's like there are 60 frames per second. If there is 1 frame of lag, that
One
is
frame.
imperceptible.
Yeah, you can't. I can't tell.
That is
I'm sorry.
scientifically imperceptible.
The man is right. I'm sorry. I agree with him. I cannot tell the difference. Everyone who says, "Oh, you're playing emulation, you have lag," and I'm like, "Oh, shut up! Just shut up! I'll punch you in the face
It's
if I was
just an
a real
elitist
person."
attitude that is done by people who are the go-to experts in the community now. It's like
Would you like to know what I did?
it's like it's just gatekeeping. It is just
Yep.
it's just being up your own arse, as Ancient would put it.
Yep. Check this out, bro. I had a good friend. His name is Morgan Just Games on YouTube, and he is a big Commodore 64 and Commodore Amiga fan, and plays a lot of those games on real hardware. So, which is fine.
Yeah.
I don't mind playing on original hardware. That's great.
I
I
like
play-
playing on original hardware. I love.
I
Playing on
play
original
my.
hardware.
I have a C64 original from Germany from 1983, but it's PAL, so
Yeah.
it doesn't work on my TV. So I
Yeah.
use a C64 Maxi to play my games.
Yep.
And I also have a C64 Mini, so I have all of them. So for me, I play my games on here, and one day he goes, "Well, that's not original." He goes, "That's not real hardware."
It's an
And I'm like-
officially licensed piece of hardware. It's real hardware.
I'm like, what the hell are you talking about real? Don't even bring the word real in front of me. I'm like, it's not original.
NES Mini is real hardware.
But this is a real Commodore product, so screw you.
Yeah.
And then I joined his high score challenge, right?
Oh yeah, you told us about that.
Yeah, I'm like, he had a high score challenge and all these people playing on original hardware, and they all lost to me in my emulation on my C64 Maxi, which has lag time. And I looked at him and I was like, there's no lag. I have no lag. I'm playing the games, they're fine. If you're complaining about lag, then you played on real hardware. I'm sorry, you got your butt kicked. I kicked your butt on emulation.
That's
So
the whole thing.
now
The
you can't
whole
talk
lag
about it.
Thing is just like, it's just another. It's another thing people can't actually notice a majority of the time, but has become a measurable thing that people want to know about it, even though they don't even understand the concept.
It's an excuse.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
all it is.
It's just like
I
dropping.
kicked those people's butts on Morgan Just Game stream for 3 weeks straight using emulation. I'm like, I'm sorry, your emulation argument is crap.
Yeah, it's just the same thing as FPS. Like, this game doesn't stay at 60 FPS. It dips down to 55 at times. You can't tell.
Who cares? When did it do that? I didn't notice it.
Who
Was it when I
cares?
picked up my weapon? Was
Yeah,
it
it's
when I
like-
shot the dude? Like,
it's like-
when did that happen? Because I missed it.
I remember playing games that ran down to 10 FPS and thinking they were the greatest things in the world.
Yes!
Like, when did everything have to become so strict and anal about everything? Why can't we just enjoy it?
I think it's all about there are real gamers who love games and will play games. If you put a game in front of them, they'll play it. They don't really care what's under the hood. They're just going to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what this game presents me with.
I love
And then there are
console-
those who are like, well, I know what it should be like. It is not the way I expected it to be, so it's obviously inferior. So if I failed, then it's the game. It's not me.
Mm-hmm. And it's
And
like,
you want to slap them upside their head with a trout. You know what I mean?
oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my
It's
god.
like, just enjoy playing a freaking game. Like, if like a 5 frame per second dip for 20 milliseconds ruins a game for you, it's like, you're just a turd.
Yeah, don't play games then. Just go effing away. Just
Yeah,
go
it's like,
pick rocks
stop-
and go become a
like-
paleontologist
No,
or something.
it's like their life is. The whole point of it becomes down to their life is so pathetic that they have to fixate on that crap. That's the whole point.
Mhm.
It's
Yep.
like, you're just pathetic. You have a pathetic thing happening to you. You need to take that frustration out somewhere. So that's how you do it. You become a dick about it.
Yep. All I know is true gamers that I remember being true gamers would be they will play a game on any given hardware, whatever the hell the game is that's presented in front of them with whatever hardware is running it, they'll play it and we'll all go for high scores.
Mm-hmm. And I mean,
That's the way it should be. It's like, oh, what is this game? It's this being emulated by this, it's being emulated by that, and this is this, and it has this crossover, and it has this
Amen.
thing, and it has another system that makes it work, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. What the hell game are we playing? Let's play it.
yeah,
I'm like, let's just play the game.
yeah, it's really dumb, and it's like,
I know.
Like,
I hear you.
it's like,
It's,
my goodness.
it's infuriatingly frustrating. I understand that.
A slight screen tear ruins this game for you. Really? A slight screen tear ruins this amazing game for you. Stop playing. Like, stop being a dick.
Oh
Just
my
enjoy
god,
it.
you're not syncing frames. I see screen tearing. It's not real. Oh, shut up.
It's like, screen tearing was games. It's like, sure, we want to see it get improved, but like, even if it's there, it's like, it's not the biggest deal unless it's
It's
literally
just
making
hardware.
unless it's literally making the screen unseeable, which it's not. A vast majority of the time, it's just one little tear. It's
Mhm.
like, just play the game. Just enjoy it.
I
Like,
don't understand
the
that. But you
biggest-
know what? My
the biggest
family
example
helped
of
out with
this-
Blade Runner. My family helped out with Star Wars. My family helped out with so many things that we just look at things like, this is what we did and this is how it worked. So if you don't like it, go F yourself.
Well, that's the whole thing now. Like, we have all of these technology-based channels like Digital Foundry. I love Digital Foundry, don't get me wrong, but it's like, people take what is shown in that and use it as a weapon for why something isn't good when it's just not the case.
Yeah. There's a few channels that I can mention on YouTube that are so to the damn point when it comes to technology that they forget the plot.
Mm-hmm. that's why
My
I
Life
still
in
like
Gaming.
that.
I'm not going to mention anyone, My Life in Gaming, but My Life in Gaming might be that way.
they're
but I won't
very-
mention anybody.
Here's the thing about I don't know them. I don't watch like their live streams or anything, but the video content they do produce is at least like
It's
the way they make
informative.
it's informative. It's showing you the different options. There are
But their
some options
opinion
they
is
say
crap.
there are some options they say are not good that might be good for other people because they are fixated on the highest end. And they want to show you what the highest end experience is because they think that is the best, and anything that is below that is not okay for them.
Yep.
And their videos, I appreciate what their videos do in showing that, but I don't like that they just outright dismiss lower end options.
You want to know why I don't like My Life in Gaming, although they are very informative? They're very good at what they do. They're
very
smart. But their opinion is crap, and let me tell you why.
good. Let's hear it.
Those of us who worked in the arcade industry back in the day and made video games know one thing that these idiots do not. You do whatever the hell you need to do to make the damn thing work, and then hope people will put a quarter into it. That's really all it came down to. So when it came to us back in the day, we borrowed daughter boards from other systems. Main boards, we stripped them out of Defenders and put them in our systems to make them work. Everything is about hacking. Just so you know, from the immediate arcade industry, nothing is what you think it is inside of that machine. Inside of there might be a hacked job, might be a ROM that was swapped out for another ROM, depending on if you're playing Street Fighter or something else. You have no idea what you're playing, but you accept that an arcade machine is default awesome. Well, I'm sorry. We've been hacking and doing stupid crap with those systems longer than most of you realize. So there is no such thing as original hardware. There is no such thing as accurate hardware. There is no such thing as this is the only hardware that should run this game. It's all BS. If the hardware can run the software, then it's good to go. That's all we cared about. And anyone who thinks otherwise now is being fooled by stupid YouTubers.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate thing about being on YouTube is a lot of these people are idiots.
They are dumb. I don't think that most people just won't know because they weren't there.
That's why
But I
don't
can
proclaim
remember
to be
going
an
up to a
expert
Tron
myself.
arcade cabinet and be like, it doesn't work. Well, the sound chip's done. Well, what do we do about the sound chip? Like, we need a new daughter board. I'm like, well, then how do we get a new daughter board? We're like, we could strip one from this machine and we could reprogram it with a ROM chip, or we could grab an original one. I'm like, which one's cheaper? Well, obviously re-stripping this one with a chip. I'm like, then frickin' re-strip the chip. No one's gonna know.
Yep.
And they played Tron and thinking it was OG arcade. Not so.
Yep.
Most people don't even realize that the crap that they grew up with nostalgically is not original hardware. I'm sorry. The fallacy is that you believe that original hardware is an actual thing.
Yep.
There's no such thing in the arcade industry or video game industry. It's what runs what do we have available, how can we run it, and then let's put it out there.
I mean,
That's
look
all
at
it is.
CPS-1 systems. Those are completely interchangeable all across the board.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the
PS1.
CPS-1. That's why the CPS-1
oh man,
system
I loved
existed.
the original the Namco system that was running the System 32.
Oh yeah.
That was amazing hardware at the time, and it was great to own a PS1 because System 32 games actually translated well to that system because it was based on it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the full System 32, but it was
close
good and
enough.
produced great games on it.
Just like Naomi and Dreamcast.
Yeah, Naomi is the same thing as a Dreamcast. It was just the hardware,
Just had
the
more RAM.
arcade equivalent to the to the home system. The home system was cheaper. Strip the RAM out, strip this out, make games work on that. Good enough. And in the arcade, you could spend whatever you wanted because arcade operators were buying that stuff and not
Yeah.
you. You were putting a quarter in.
Yeah. That's
So
the whole crazy thing about arcades too. Like I never realized that growing up. Like there was all those switches on the motherboards for older games where you could adjust difficulties, you could adjust price points, you could do all this stuff.
Absolutely.
Like you go to one arcade, the game only costs a quarter, whereas at another one it could cost $1.
Yep. And you go to a Nickelodeon and it was 5 cents.
Yep.
to play any game, and they would
Like,
all
that's-
set their dip switches to that low price point, and they would actually set it to easy difficulty. Believe
Yeah.
it or not, there was difficulty sliders, and
Yeah.
that game could be hard as hell. If you go to one arcade, it might be a pain in the butt, and you got your butt kicked.
Yep.
But then you go to this arcade, and you did amazingly well, and you feel like you had a good day.
Mhm.
No, that's not what happened.
Yeah, like that Darius collection I streamed on Thursday or Friday or whenever it was. Since it has the arcade versions, it actually has all of the arcade dip switch options in it. Like, that was cool.
Yes. You know, I helped Steven Spielberg open DreamWorks in Las Vegas as an arcade operator on the Strip, and that was one of the best jobs I ever had. Right out of Westwood, I'm hired into an arcade, and I get to play with the arcade hardware and do all this stuff and make sure it works, make sure it runs, and then help with commentating on the big deluxe games like Indy 500 and Daytona and Sega Rally,
Mhm.
stuff like that. And it was a very interesting time in the game industries where, if it wasn't for people like me, not just me, but other people who were like me, who cared about the games, we wanted to make sure they worked. We wanted to make sure they were always presentable. We wanted to make sure the dip switches were set to the right place. We wanted to make sure that the multiplayer experience was amazing. If it wasn't for people like us, none of you would have went to an arcade. It would have just been a mean place to go to waste money.
Yep.
It
Oh,
really
man.
did come down to
What
gamers.
was Spielberg like? Is he nice? SMWiz is asking.
He's a super sweetheart. He's like a big teddy bear. I'd be like, look, Steve, can we do this? Can we do this and this and this? And he'd be like, well, I don't know. What's the logistics? Where's my team? Can we do this? And I'm like, no, Steve, I'm saying I can do this. Can we do this? Can I get your permission to do this? And he was like, well, if you can do it, then yes. And I'm like, okay, then we're doing it. This is now fact, everybody. Sorry, deal with it. It was
Those are
a
the
great
best
time.
jobs.
The arcade's still open. It's been 20 years almost. It's still open.
That's fun.
Yeah, I'm just saying. The video game industry is probably one of the most fascinating things I've ever dealt with.
It's so
And
funny, too, because arcades still thrive in Japan.
They do.
Like, home consoles are dying out in Japan, but arcades survive.
Well, to me, the home arcade is just as relevant as the, retail arcade
Right.
was back in the day. The retail arcade is dead in the U.S. There is
Yeah,
no
it
such
is.
thing.
It's-
Maybe here in Vegas, you can
it's-
go to a casino and still have some arcade games at a little place where they want you to have your kids.
Yeah.
But
And-
but
and-
arcades are dead.
Yeah, very much so in the U.S. In Japan, it's just not that's not the case.
Yeah, in Japan, you can still go to the Sega arcade, you can still go to the Namco arcades, you can still go to so many different places to play arcade games, and they're network linked, so you can be on the second floor playing someone who's on the third floor. It's
Yup.
ridiculous amount of arcade awesomeness in
Yep.
Japan, but here
That's why
we killed it.
That's why Sega announced the cloud-based arcades now.
Yes.
Since COVID's such a thing, they want people to still play the arcades, even though they're
They're
staying at
afraid
home
to go
more.
to the
Yeah.
Exactly. If you have some hardware at home, you can still
It's-
participate.
It makes me laugh because everyone's bagging on them for announcing the cloud-based arcade system. It's like, no, it makes sense for that market. That's not for an American audience. That's for their Japanese customers.
I'm like, they like their arcade games. Stop giving them crap.
Yeah, it's like you as
Just
an
'cause we
American
gave up on them,
and
that's not their
European
fault.
might not understand why Sega would announce cloud arcade or whatever. It makes sense for the market that they're introducing. It's not even it wasn't even announced in America. Like, it was a Japanese announcement. Just like the Game Gear Mini was a Japanese announcement. They're
That's
not
right.
expecting Americans or Europeans to care about this stuff. It's for
They
their
didn't announce
Japanese.
it here.
It's for their Japanese audience.
Yeah, they said this in Japan. In Japanese, it was all there on the Japan station. I'm like, this is not for American. If you're American and you look, just stop
Yeah,
looking.
like,
If you want to
That's
look, if
what's
you're
so
interested,
stupid about
fine.
it.
But don't get excited.
Yeah, arcades are dead in the U.S. though. Like, that's just the whole thing. Arcades.
Oh,
in the
they're
US
deader
are
than
dead.
a doornail.
They're dead. They're dead. They're dead. And like
Once
we keep
Williams
trying to
cut it out,
we
they
keep
were all
trying
done.
to introduce like internet cafes and stuff here in the U.S. too, and it's just not. It's not feasible.
Yeah, no.
It's not feasible. Game Tyrant is a gaming center. Honestly, it's not feasible. Like,
SM Wiz, by the way, just so you know, Spielberg was a great guy. George Lucas is a great guy. I know him as well. I was actually at the Lucas Ranch and everything during the prequels. They brought me out there. I am friends with these people. I love them. I've been in the Mooney industry. I've been in the space industry. I've been in the video game industry. Weird ass, like the three most random things in the world, but I'm a part of them. So, yeah, if you ever have questions, hit me up on Discord. Shoot them out to me. I'd love it.
Arcade runs in my Discord server, so.
Yep. Hit out questions on there if you like the space industry, the arcade industry, the video game industry. I used to work at, I actually worked for Atari, and in Las Vegas we used to do something called the video games, the classic, what was it, classic games, or there was a conference that came out every year, I think it was retro games or classic games or something like that. We would have
or something.
Yeah, it was a Classic Games Expo or something like that, and Atari would be there, and other companies at the time, even 3DO was there at one point, and I was the one who coordinated all of the high score tournaments and all of the tournaments that happened at these things at the expos here at the Sands in Las Vegas, and I used to head those up. Not because they paid me a great amount of money, trust me, they didn't, but it was about out of the love for the games that I was pushing, because like everybody else, I'm like, if someone offered to pay me anything when I was a young person, to talk about video games, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Yep.
I'll work 1,000,000 hours a week for you for $20 a week, you know what I mean? Like, it didn't matter back then. I was part of that industry.
What do you think I'm doing now?
I know what you're doing now. I'm trying to help promote you. I want you to be successful because I want all of us to be successful. I want us to work as a group and make this happen in a different way. So how did you end up meeting this chump? Well, I saw a YouTube video.
I promoted my 4-year stream anniversary and announced I was doing a Retrobit giveaway, and Retrobit loves me and retweeted it.
and then I'm someone who follows Retrobit, and I'm a huge fan of Retrobit. They know me. Believe me, they know me.
Yes, they do.
I modify every single one of their products. And they came at me one day and said
every single one of their products.
Yeah, I was going to say, they came at me one day and was like, you really do a good job with our controllers. And I'm like, would you like to have would you like for me to make you controllers? I will make you high-end controllers for your fans. I could do this. I can show you how.
Yep.
And no, actually,
I'm looking forward to when we get the next wave of testing stuff in.
I don't think they're watching, so I can say this, I think. I've been hired in the last month by Retrobit.
Yeah, you're on the testing team now, yeah?
I am on the beta testing team. Yes, yep. I will get all future products sent to me to test out to make sure they work. And I will make sure they work. I promise you.
See, I'm excited about that because I've been on that team since Metal Storm. And so now I can talk to someone about it. as we're doing it. And I'm excited about that. Oh, and my internet cut out, so you didn't hear a single thing I just said.
Nope, no one heard anything you just said.
Yeah, so
all I know is you and I will be having a conversation later since we all have the same job.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying. Like, I'm excited because they invited me into it in the late stages of Metal Storm. And I'm like, oh, heck yes. So I didn't really do any of, like, making sure, like, I ensured compatibility because I have a ton of different systems to test it on.
Yep.
So I ensured compatibility. That was my project on that. And then I helped promote it through the website and all that, too. And that's why I got a nice little accolade in the manual. Thank you for them for doing that once again. I am so appreciative to everything they've done for me. It's honestly because of them that I've gotten anywhere I am now.
If Retrobit should ever watch this stream in the future, we thank you for your patronage. We love your products, and we support them.
No, like they've single-handedly, like, given me a bigger boost than I could have ever made on my own by this point.
Retrobit's awesome. I actually love them as the people who run it, the ones that we deal with here in America, versus Retrobit, which is a Chinese company. Let's just put it that way. The people that we
Yes.
deal with in America are freaking phenomenal. They're like us. They're gamers. They love all of this stuff. They want it all to work. They don't want to bring any product out here that does not match what the Americans want. So they have a really cool, like, secular kind of ideal of America, and they're trying to cater to our history of arcade games, history of console games, history of what we're doing.
Retrobit
I
US
love-
and Europe are amazing.
Yep, I love modifying their devices to do new stuff. I promote them constantly. I've always been a big fan. Before they ever hired me, I still haven't made a penny from them. Let's just get this right. I haven't made a penny from Retrobit.
You won't.
But
until
I
the testing
support the
phase
crap out of
concludes.
them.
You get it after the testing phase.
Yep, I support them before that ever happens.
Yep, exactly.
That's just because I like their actual products.
They're amazing.
I
They're
own
well
them
made.
all.
Yeah, they're well made.
All right,
Everything
be right
that
back.
I have gotten from them since 2017, when they started supporting our website, like, has been super well made.
Absolutely.
So, in your estimation, why do third-party hardware manufacturers have such difficulty making accurate N64 and GameCube control sticks? Different technology. That's all there is to it. That technology is not used anymore. So
It's
you
like
have to
asking,
adapt it.
how do you make a perfect Nintendo controller that's better than Nintendo for the fanboys?
It's
You don't.
just different technology. Like, the whole thing about the N64 controller is that it wasn't actually an analog thumbstick as we know them today. It was a set of gears. Like, you open up the N64 controller, it has the two separate gears that make it register input, and then it had the stick that would adjust that gear registration, and then it sat in that plastic bowl, and the reason that they broke is because it grinds down the plastic bowl, so then it doesn't get accurate readings anymore, and that's why you lose directions. And so
See, now you're
you
being
don't-
way too real for your audience. They don't know
it's
anything
true.
they're like, wait, what? What happened to my controller? What's going on inside it? Oh my god!
it wears down. And so the whole point of modern replacements is that it's not using that old, outdated technology, but it results in shortcomings in other ways.
Let's just put it this way, people. What you thought was a well-made and manufactured device was actually a beta test
Yes, it
on
was.
if this
Very
can
much
work.
so. See, that's the thing, though. Like, GameCube controllers use modern technology. Like,
Yep.
GameCube, like,
Off-the-shelf
I have not,
technology, by the
I've
way.
not come across a GameCube replacement that I didn't like. Like, back in the day,
Oh.
third-party controllers were just made cheaply and crappily. That's why they sucked. But, like,
Very crappy.
Nintendo's re-release of the GameCube controllers, I have no complaints with. Like,
No,
it's fine.
because they were Nintendo makes quality hardware because they actually bother to make sure that they work within specific parameters that
Mhm.
most of you don't realize. Like, how much does it go left versus it go right versus up and
Mhm.
down? What's
Mhm.
the threshold for the analog? What's the threshold for the digital? What's the button? What's the millisecond
Mhm.
like lag time between button presses? There's so much that goes into making a controller that most people just like, I don't understand.
But that's the thing about, yeah, it's just the whole thing about manufacturing.
Yep. It comes down to tolerances, and you have to manufacture two tolerances. And if those tolerances make sure that 90% of your controllers work, then that's a good tolerance.
Mm-hmm.
So 10% will be returned. Fine, acceptable.
That is an acceptable return rate. Like, honestly,
Yep.
that's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
But going back to N64 sticks, and like one of the reasons why I like the Tribute so much, like the Tribute movement range is absolutely atrocious on paper. It's
Yep.
you look at the analog range of a Tribute 64 on paper, and it is atrocious compared to a real N64. Real N64 analog range was 88 in every direction.
Yep.
Ideally 88. You would get some
I
variance on
actually
that. of
remember that
course.
number, actually, 88.
Yep.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, it's 88 in all axes. The Tribute 64,
It
the
was a 90
stick.
something.
No, it is up to 110.
So it goes a little bit. So some
goes-
games might actually not play perfectly because
There
of that.
are some games that don't work, like Buck Bumble.
Yep.
If you go past the 88, actually,
Then it probably
I think the
registers no
tolerance.
movement.
I think the tolerance is 90 for Buck Bumble. I can't be specific on that because I haven't looked into the coding.
So let
But
me guess. It registers
doesn't-
no movement whatsoever.
Exactly. If you go past the analog range, it doesn't register input at all. Same with
Yep,
first-person aiming in Toy Story 2, which is why
That
I
makes total
highlighted
sense.
both of those videos, or both of those games in my newest video where I re-reviewed the controller. Is that if you go past that range, it doesn't work. But there is variation on the Tribute 64's analog stick that is very fascinating to me. Not every Tribute 64 analog stick is the same. This analog stick on this teal Tribute 64, Sea Salt Ice Cream, it only goes up to 90 on the right. It goes up to 90 on the right, 111 on the top, 113 on the bottom, and 111 on the left, and 90 on the right. So in Buck Bumble, I can turn right without having to worry about if I'm not pushing it all the way over. On my red Tribute 64, it goes to 88 on the bottom, 110 on the right, 111 on the left, and 113 on the top. There is
And you're like,
variation.
wait, what?
There is some variation in the analog ranges that is fascinating to me. I'm not sure about the specifics of why they have variation. But the whole thing about what makes the Tribute 64 controller, when it shouldn't be great on paper, you look at those analog ranges, they're way too much. And especially when you look at GameCube-style stick replacements on official N64 controllers, it's all down to how they gate the controller. The diagonal range is kept in check, whereas GameCube-style stick replacements for N64 controllers are not. So you try turning and looking up at the same time in GoldenEye if you have looks set to your if you have only looks set to your thumbstick, it results in a very unplayable experience, even though that analog range is only 90 on those GameCube-style stick replacements. It is awful. I hate playing with GameCube-style stick replacements because of it. So that is only at an analog range of 90. So then you get a stick like this that goes up to 110. That should be immediately 100 times worse. But they keep the analog range in check. It goes along the right gated path. Mostly, it's not the true N64 gate, but I just don't give a crap enough about that.
The majority of the games will work fine.
They will work great, and it works great. You have analog range that keeps it in check. And then the other contributing factor, it comes down to stick resistance, and the fact that the stick is so large, you have a lot of control over how much you press the stick.
Let's stop for 1 second. Stick resistance, for all of you who don't know. This is actually how hard it is to push the analog stick to the left and right for the full range that you're used to.
There you go.
Nintendo had a benchmark for this.
Yep. But yeah, that's the whole thing. Like, if you have a larger stick, you can have a little bit looser resistance and you get very precise control. That's kind of the concept that Sony was trying to do with the PS1, 2, and 3 DualShocks. But theirs were not big enough for how loose the stick was, which is why I never enjoyed them.
Did you just say that he who has the big stick wins?
Yes. Here's another example for you guys, though. Here's a great example. Another great example.
Sorry, I couldn't resist.
Oh, no, you're fine. You're fine. The Hyperkin Admiral controller.
Oh, that one.
I have a very love-hate relationship with this controller. Very, very love-hate relationship with the controller. It's awesome because it's wireless. It's awesome because it has an awesome analog stick. Its D-pad is the worst thing I've ever used in my life. The face buttons are okay, but then it is also the most uncomfortable controller I've ever used in my life. Like,
it's Hyperkin. Early Hyperkin controllers were terrible.
Oh, this is a brand new controller. This barely came out last year.
Okay.
Yeah,
so everything mostly that's old by Hyperkin is crap. I like a lot of modern stuff that is Hyperkin for classic games.
Their classic controllers are fine. And
however,
they're fine, but yeah.
I have not tested what my bro Ryan has here, so
yes.
Let's believe what he says. Let's just believe it, because I do believe what he says.
I do overall like this controller, especially since it is wireless. But like, it is very uncomfortable to use. Like, I can't stand holding it. And the D-pad sucks. Thankfully, there aren't many N64 games that actually use the D-pad. But it does suck. But the analog stick is what we're focusing on right now. Like, the analog stick on this thing is insane. It actually has near proper 88 range in every direction. It has decent diagonals. Like, honestly, the Hyperkin thumbstick is the closest thing I have personally used that matches the original in terms of performance. And look how tiny that stick is, though. Like, it's a super tiny stick compared to Tribute. Like, it's very tiny.
It's not the size that matters, it's what you do with it.
Exactly. But it has a very high resistance. Like, this has one of the highest resistant sticks that I've used in years. Like, it's insanely high resistance to offset the fact that it is smaller. And it allows you to, like, it mirrors what the original N64 was capable of doing far more accurately than any other stick I've seen.
Nice.
But the other downfalls of the controller make it so I don't use it. Like, it's way better. Like,
Yep.
if it had a better D-pad and it wasn't just awful to hold, this is honestly what I would be recommending to everybody, but it's not. It's very uncomfortable. It doesn't work well for D-pad games. And so it's like I keep coming back to the Tribute 64 because even though the analog stick has those variances and is very intense, it's easy to control. It gives you a very high sense of control despite the higher sensitivity. D-pad works very well. Face buttons feel just like an original controller to me. And it's like, that's why I come back to it. And then we have the RetroFighters Brawler, which is just some weird third thing that exists out there. Like, I don't hate the Brawler. Like, I loved the Brawler. I was a very big defender of the Brawler. And then the Tribute came out and blew it out of the water in every way to me.
Yep. So it's like Hyperkin, you're 80% what we love. There's 20% that we don't. You need to step it up and stop being so cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Retrobit steps it up a little higher than Hyperkin does. They do, in my opinion.
Oh, they're way more higher quality than Hyperkin.
Oh, yeah.
And they actually
fantastic.
care about licensing out the technology that gets used in their products. Like,
and they care about who touches their products. Trust me, it's taken me years to form a relationship with Retrobit to the point where they would actually like, oh, are you a person? Do you exist?
But, I mean, here's an example.
I'm happy.
Here's an example. So here is the Admiral Bluetooth controller's box.
Uh-oh.
Wireless BT controller. They won't even license out the Bluetooth name.
What?
They don't license out the technology they use in their products. That's why everyone bags on Hyperkin. They don't license HDMI. That's why their products are just called HD output. It's not HDMI output. It's HD link.
They have to pay a license for that?
Yeah, you have to pay licenses for the Bluetooth Corporation, HDMI, like all that. That's why people bag on Hyperkin, because they're so cheap, they won't even give the legitimacy to their products for official licensing.
Aww.
And that's why.
That's terrible.
That's why you go over to the Retrobit side of things. They license out Bluetooth.
Yep.
They care enough about their image that they license out these technologies. Like, let's see here. Pull out my Retrocade real quick.
Well, hold on. I was going to say Retrocade. That's probably the one device that the family here has fallen in love with the most. They had an original Retrocade.
Yeah,
which
came out with
not
the
do
came out
all
with
this.
the Retrobit Generations, which was really scorned by the community because it had very, very poor emulation quality.
That's the black one, right?
Yeah, the black one. Yeah, so
Yeah,
look,
they
even
brought out the
Retrocade,
white one.
HDMI,
Everyone was like,
they
"Oh,
licensed
that's
out
much better."
HDMI.
Yep, they got the white one out, then they released a second generation that added PC Engine TurboGrafx to it. So this is when they finally got a hold of the hardware and like really got to know it and said, "Hang on, let's bring out a 1.1 version."
Yeah.
Of the white one that actually supports PC Engine, TurboGrafx, and all this stuff, and then bring it out again. And there was no reason to. They had no reason to do that at all.
Yeah.
No one was sitting there saying, "Hey, we need TurboGrafx support." No one was saying that, but they said, "Like, we want to add a new system.
Mercury. It has
We
been
want to add
forever.
more
How you
systems
been?
to this. We want to make it work better." And it's a $60 box. Just buy one. Seriously.
And it supports a crap ton of systems that you can
We
backload into it
still
too.
play arcade games nightly. My wife and I play Sailor Moon. We love Sailor Moon Arcade on that thing. Are you kidding? We have
Yeah,
so
you-
many memories
could
on
put-
this stupid thing.
You could put Game Boy Advance on it, for crying out loud.
You can! Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Super Nintendo,
Mm-hmm. Genesis.
Sega Genesis, TurboGrafx. I mean, you name it, you can put it on the system, and there's no lag on the controllers. I'm sorry. Anyone who says there's lag on the system, I'll slap him in the face. It's easy to play. It's fantastic.
Yeah. It's
It's one of the best little. You don't have to configure it boxes, but just put your ROMs on
Mhm.
a SD card with the name Retrobit Games as the
what's up,
folder.
Juan? I'm sorry, I didn't see. your
Toss it
message.
all in
Thank you
there,
for
and
that.
you're good to go. You really are good to go.
Yeah, and what's up,
And
Vaser? I'm
it's
ignoring Vaser
Easier
again.
than a RetroPie.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I gotta go. I'm heading to the family's house for dinner tonight since we finally got the approval from the state of Nevada that we are COVID-19 negative, and we can go out and be in public again. So
Let's
we're
go.
excited.
Let's go. Congrats, my friend.
Yeah, I was
Going-
gonna say our whole family was COVID-19 positive, and we survived it as a family. All of us have
There
been
you
actually improved, and we're okay. So
Thanks for the mixer follow, Heather.
this is
Mercury.
one of our first days that we can go out, and we're going out, and we're gonna have fun.
Do it.
Yep. And
Do
then, I'm sorry I can't stay for your whole stream. I wish
no,
I could.
I'm actually ending right now too. I was gonna make dinner at 6.
Oh, there you go. All right, brother. Well, I will see you later. Okay.
Yeah, take it easy, my friend.
Thank you for having
Thanks
me.
for joining us.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate you. Please subscribe, like, hit the thumbs up button, do all the things. There's only one watching now. I will smack all of you if you haven't hit the like button. So, thank you.
All right, take it easy.
Later, brother.
Yeah, but anyways, guys, that is where I'm gonna call it because I need to go make my kids dinner. Well, I don't need to. I want to. Mod wife offered to do it, but I want to do it. Since she let me stream. But yeah, thank you again to Arcade Ren for coming in and chatting it up with us. And then big thanks to all of you for coming out and hanging out today. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Not as much of the gameplay, good gameplay was happening this time around, but I hope you enjoyed the conversation at least. But SM Wiz, have a good time on the road. Drive safe, getting home. I think you're heading home anyway. Heather Mercury, thank you again for that mixer follow. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. Good to see you again, man. Pretty sure last time you were on Twitch, yeah. But I don't know. Cool to see you on Mixer. Happy to have you watch wherever you watch. Conversation was awesome. Have a good night. All right, Wiz. Awesome, man. But yeah, Wiz, McClaws, Dude of Rock, Vaser, Hither Mercury, Juan. Thank you all so much for being here. Arcade Ren, thank you again. Pretty sure we had a pretty small turnout today. Great to see you, Teeks 3D. Welcome. Good to see a new face. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's pretty much everyone. Altoids, glad that you were able to be a part of it too. C-Funk, good to see you again. And then of course, thank you again to Arcade Ren and Sam for those Mixer hosts, Dude Rock for the Twitch host, and then but yeah, just big thank you all for coming out and hanging out today. Really appreciate it. Not sure when we'll be back on stream. Planning on doing a video tomorrow covering the updated N64 parallel core. They updated the parallel RDP renderer to support proper upscaled graphics, which is a first for N64. So I'm really excited to check it out. I haven't even looked at it yet, so really excited to do that tomorrow. And then later this week, I am covering 3D Sen, which is a 3D NES emulator that just released on Steam. You have to sideload in your own ROMs, but it's pretty neat. The developer of that one sent it to me to check out, which I was really grateful for, which means I'm becoming known for emulation stuff. So, cool beans. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. So until next time, stay awesome. Hit them follow buttons if you haven't already, and we'll see you back soon. All right, everybody. Later. Boss won!
Well, I mean, I do.
We're into a cloud. We made it into Mr. Nimbus. Guys, we made it into Mr. Nimbus. This crap. No, yes! We killed each other! We killed each other! I glitched it out, dude, look at that! I glitched it out! We killed each other! We killed each other! Oh man, that was too good. That was too good. In his mouth. Suck it, Sigma! It is such a long time. That makes Fi one of my earliest followers, guys, even though he didn't start watching the channel until much later. Oh wow, that was a beautiful fail. I love that fail so much. Someone want to clip that amazing fail? It was so good.